Did
you guys know there's a Game of Thrones makeup?
Yeah, I just saw that
And
today.
I am in love with it right
It's
now.
at Sephora.
Yes. $36?
Is it finally out? Or
It's
is
out.
it?
Yes,
it's
it
out.
is.
I know it was well, it was sold out first.
No, all the eyeliners and lipsticks are sold out.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
All
Gotcha.
of them are sold out right now.
But how about the palettes?
The palette, there's still palettes.
They're
right
still
now.
there.
Mhm.
Did you stop by today?
He knows
Or
more
no,
than
you
I
didn't
do,
stop by
everybody.
today. You're stopping by tomorrow.
Because the one at Universal doesn't have that.
Oh,
It's like
that's
the
right.
big main one. So
that's
like if
right.
you go to Glendale, if you
So
go,
everyone,
it's,
Rion's
you
got
know.
makeup
Yeah.
on him
I do.
Just so
I
you
do
know.
have makeup on me.
for episode
Well,
113.
Matches
it's on.
on
It's
him.
swatched
It
on my
matches his
wrist.
skin tone. Okay.
Does it? It does.
Right.
Yeah, it does.
Sure, yeah. What's up, everyone? This is a Just Talk podcast, episode 113. Yeah, okay.
Yep,
I had to make
113.
sure. Even though I knew it earlier, too. 113, I'm one of your hosts, Richard Bendo. To my
Already?
right, as always, Panda Mike. And we have a special guest to my left, in the flesh this time.
In the flesh. Yeah,
In the flesh this time.
Because last week,
I was on the phone.
it was just a voice.
It was it last week?
It was last.
No, it
2
was
weeks
2 weeks
ago?
ago.
It was,
2
I believe it
weeks-
was 2 weeks
2 weeks
ago. Anyways, it's my girlfriend, also my friend, Marilyn. She is
My
here.
girlfriend. Also my friend.
Because the Just Like podcast is 3 friends hanging out and just talking
It's
about
true.
random stuff.
Sometimes 4.
Sometimes 4 when we have another person coming in. Tommy couldn't make it with us. He had to actually
Something.
I was gonna say to dip, but he didn't
family
show up.
thing.
He had a
It's a
family thing
family
that he had to
thing.
take
He had
care
to
of.
take care
So he'll be back next week and he'll give his thoughts on the topics we will be talking about.
Means that we have to
today.
backtrack, everybody.
No, we are not backing track. We're just gonna do what we did last time, where he's gonna give his thoughts and then move on. Just like how you guys
It's
were.
going to be like 2 minutes and just like.
I don't know.
That's
Maybe
That's
maybe
how
not
it's
with
gonna be.
Tommy. I don't know. I don't know. He's gonna give his thoughts on.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I've got-
Anyways.
You just text him, hey, what are your thoughts?
Anyways.
No, we can't do
Just right
that.
now.
No.
What are your
What
thoughts
are
about
your
the
thoughts?
the
Can
about
you
the
let me know
topic?
so I could just let them know?
Exactly.
You know,
So
since you're
next
not
week
physically
we don't
here,
have to do it again.
talk about it. Just
No,
like, okay, so the notes he was saying, this is what he wanted to tell you guys.
Right. So yeah, no, he'll give his thoughts next week on the two topics that we'll be talking about
Today.
tonight. And
You just blinked out there.
I did. I was trying to go for a segue. I was trying to go for a segue.
What do you got?
Subject.
We used that one already.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Anyways, no segue. We'll just get right into it. Avengers Endgame came out.
Yep.
What now? A week ago?
No.
Yes. No. Yes.
Yeah.
It's Thursday today.
Yeah.
A week
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Exactly a week
Exactly.
ago.
Yeah.
Avengers Endgame came out. Me and Marilyn, we watched it at the fan event.
That
We
was
had
nice.
an amazing.
How many times did you guys watch it exactly?
She's only watched it once.
Once
Oh, wow,
for
same
me,
here.
but
Well,
that's
she-
because I have work.
She has to work, and she had.
But
and,
he's
and
done
also,
it like 3 times.
what's that?
Right after we finished the first one, he went straight to the next one.
I had to watch it.
Right
I
away.
had to watch it.
I totally get it because I was like, I need to watch this again.
Yeah.
No,
I was like,
my
I
sisters
want
watched
to
it
watch it
3
again.
times. My
I thought
brothers
twice.
watched it 3 times. No.
They both watched it 3
And-
times
Oh,
already.
Yeah,
Oh,
already.
sheesh.
More than me, yeah. I'm like, it's like I have a
Wow.
life and they don't.
Yes,
I'm just
it's
kidding.
sad.
Well, no, but here's
no,
the thing.
they have a life.
No.
They
You
just
you have your best friend who doesn't. She's she goes around the nation. She drives and stuff, and she doesn't come here often. So you were spending time with her last week.
I was.
So that's why you couldn't really go. You guys had plans already.
Should have been like,
Yes.
you want to watch a movie?
Well,
No,
she's
but
not
she
caught
would,
up, right?
She would not understand
She's
it.
not
like
caught
she,
up.
That's fine. Just go to
She-
sleep. then.
no, here's the funny part. So, she lives in Florida. Her parents and everybody else lives in Florida. And
Sure.
so when I went to visit her, I was like, "Yo, let's watch Wakanda." You know, she
Black
was like,
Panther,
"What?" I'm
yeah.
like, Black Panther."
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Okay," but we had a couple of drinks already in, and
You're
before I
good.
knew it,
You're good.
it wasn't even the beginning of the movie. She was like, I was
That's
like,
even better.
Wake
What do you mean it's even
up,
better?
Wake
You're not gonna be
up.
invested in the story.
You're not
What-
gonna know what this means. Like,
I like how
you
you're
know,
doing this,
this
but you know for a
character.
fact that since we're about to talk about it, you're like, oh my god, this is like 10 years of craziness. And
I will get into it.
oh, we will.
I
We
will.
will. Anyways,
We will get into it.
So-
and I will get into it.
yeah. So we watched it last week, Thursday. You just watched it recently, 2 days ago.
Yeah, over the
Tuesday.
weekend. Wait,
'Cause that's
over the
when you
weekend?
said-
No, Monday.
Oh,
No,
Monday.
Tuesday. I
Yeah,
just watched it Tuesday.
We were
Tuesday,
we were
Tuesday.
We were
texting.
Yeah,
supposed
you're
to
right.
watch it yesterday, but we got lazy.
Yeah,
were
we
like,
got
let's
lazy.
just come here and chill.
so a week ago now, and I actually just checked today. earlier.
Yeah, what's the money?
With the money, yes, exactly.
That's what I want to
So
know.
in
No.
1 week,
They were betting at work too.
they were
like,
Oh, that's
yeah.
right.
They were betting at
Did-
work.
did someone win?
I didn't know. I didn't realize it.
Fudge. I
But
totally
they were like
forgot.
giving out papers like, okay,
Yeah.
everybody's gonna put their bets. Like, who do you think what are they gonna make?
Yeah,
within
for
that
the weekend. The
weekend.
weekend. So I remember it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday
Wasn't
for the gross.
Yes.
Right now, as of right now, when I
I
checked
have a number in
earlier,
my head.
what's your number in your head?
2.9. That's the last time I saw it was in the theater,
Right.
and I was
I
like,
mean,
"What
but
did it
made,
make?"
It made a lot
2.9.
more than the first one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like
yeah,
definitely.
oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, it surpassed.
Okay,
that.
really quick, so I know the number. As of right now, like 1 week, how
Mhm.
much did it make? Go. What's your number?
I'll say $1 billion.
1 billion, like straight
Yeah.
up, just
Yeah.
1 billion. Okay.
What's
Babe?
just straight up 1 billion?
Well,
Hey,
what do you
I don't
think?
know.
Really?
What do you think?
don't
Nothing's
know.
ever just straight up. Like,
he's playing the.
come
you're
on
playing
now,
the
it
Price
curves
is
a
Right.
little.
He's playing the Price is Right.
No, everything's curving.
No,
now.
can't go over. Can't,
Can't go over
under.
under.
Nope.
She's gonna go 1 billion and 1.
And
Yeah,
like
exactly.
just to add that little like,
Spazazz. Like,
you know.
With a little bit of
the
salt.
salt.
Yes, yes. So what's
no,
your number?
I'm good.
I don't think I have a number.
No,
What?
Just estimate.
You're getting on my case about not
Hey,
having 1 billion
Hey,
only.
at least I'm being honest and I'm not.
Well,
like,
what do you think? What do you think?
Oh, fuck.
It's okay
Just
to be
give a
wrong.
number.
It's okay to be wrong.
Fuck you.
It's okay. We can curse. We can curse.
No, there's beeps.
There is no. I should have. Well, yeah. Anyways,
I don't know.
if you were to throw a number out there for 1 week, how much do they make? How much? What do you
Is
think?
it $2?
It's
Oh,
just
really?
$2.
I'm just gonna, like, throw it at you. Just- Here, this is for you.
Any number. I mean, if this is like if you were to play at the USS, you would have to put a number down
Yeah.
because they were putting numbers down.
I like how you
Maybe
said that.
3?
USS.
3 billion?
I mean, if you really look into like
She wants
the
to win.
AMC,
Yeah.
shut up. If you look at the app,
Right. Yeah.
every theater that I've
Yeah.
seen, it's pretty much full.
Mhm.
Like there's one spot here,
Yeah.
maybe one spot and 2 down there,
Right,
but
right.
everything keeps being
Yeah.
filled.
Okay.
With
so
me, real quick about the movie. Well, no, I'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into
Oh.
it. We'll get into it.
Numbers.
So the number is 3
Like
billion is
3.
very ambitious
It
because
is.
even Avatar is not even 3 billion.
Uh-uh.
Avatar is 2,700,000,000 something, I
No, but
believe.
it did
That's
beat-
close.
It did. Well, because it surpassed Titanic.
It's about to surpass
Yeah.
Titanic because right now it is
Yeah.
at 1,600,000,000.
Oh!
That is 1 weekend.
I was close.
Like you said, your siblings have already watched it 3 times.
3
I've watched it
times.
3 times. I just saw one of my friend's IG stories. He's watched it 4 times already.
Oh my!
My other
My
friend
mom
has
didn't
watched it.
understand why, and I told her like, oh yeah, he's like on his 4th already. And she's like, why? I'm like, why not? I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
understand.
Why not?
And I'm
Why
like, look.
not?
And then my
It's-
sister was like, look, he's a nerd.
I would be like, how many times would you watch the royal wedding if you could?
Just
Ooh.
It's like
one.
something like that.
I wouldn't watch it.
Maybe you
Interesting.
wouldn't, but
I-
other people might, because
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
that's literally a queen's wedding.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people
doesn't-
joined or
Yep.
tuned in to
Yep.
watch the. I mean, it was like big headline.
It
and
was.
whatnot, yeah.
I mean,
so.
it's like she.
I
literally
personally wouldn't
has-
watch it.
I wouldn't either.
I'd probably tune in and be like, oh, okay,
Nah.
cool. But as far as watching it
Yeah,
goes, then, yeah, no, I'm sure a lot of people.
I mean, it was literally
watched
the
it.
royal wedding.
Yeah, exactly.
How about that segue?
Not bad, not bad. Wait, how's that the segue to which part?
There's wedding in there.
Wedding.
Huh.
Wedding. Isn't there a
Okay.
red wedding?
No.
There's
Red
no-
wedding. What?
Sorry.
Okay, well,
The red
so
wedding.
we're gonna talk about.
Anyway.
There's no wedding in the
What?
event in
Red
Avengers Endgame.
Oh, I thought we're going to the other one.
Oh no! We're gonna start. That's why we were talking about Avengers. That's why we're talking about Avengers.
No,
How did you make the
no.
jump from Avengers to Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
By
he
the
was at a
way,
wedding.
I don't
yeah,
know.
I was like, wait, hold
I don't
on.
know. Don't ask me.
Okay, I know. I won't. I won't.
I have a
Anyways,
headache.
well, we will be talking about Game of Thrones later on. We'll recap the episode.
Right,
Okay, so Avengers Endgame came out last week. It's made $1,600,000,000 already in 1
Sheesh.
weekend, and some people haven't even seen it. Some of my coworkers at
yeah.
work have not seen it.
Same
So
here.
it was very
They
like
just keep
tight-lipped.
telling you, oh, don't tell me. I'm like, you're like a week late.
No,
Like,
but
It's-
still.
it's funny that
I
you
know.
say that.
No, for reals. But they heard, and you're
Mhm.
just like, but.
Well, I was gonna say even before we started talking about everything,
Yeah.
spoilers, guys. huge spoilers,
Major
especially if
spoilers.
we're.
Oh
gonna
yeah,
be
you know
talking
what?
about
We're going into spoilers
huge
here.
spoilers.
So if you haven't seen the movie,
Yeah.
pause, come back and listen to this again.
in the
Actually,
next 2-3 weeks.
actually, we'll make a time mark, and I'll make a note of it
Ooh.
this time around because last time I was supposed
Right.
to do it and
Right.
beep something out, but
Oh,
didn't
that's
happen.
Fine. That's fine.
So
What-
I'm gonna
what
make a
was
time
that
mark.
again?
I don't even know, to be honest with you. What?
I remember the second though.
Anyways, we're gonna make a time mark, and
Okay.
you can skip to a certain time, and then from there you can watch or listen to Game
Right.
of Thrones.
Right.
Even if you're not caught up in Game of Thrones,
Oh,
then
no,
you're
there's-
just not gonna listen to this episode at
Yeah,
all.
there's one guy, one of my bosses at work.
Yeah.
I told him about like our podcast and everything,
Mm.
and then he was like, "Yeah, he's like, he's only on season 4 and
Oh
got,
shoot.
and he's catching up, and he tells
he's
everybody,
catching up.
and he's
Okay.
like, everybody, if
Wow.
you're gonna talk about Game of Thrones,
Mm.
don't talk about anything and spoil it for me.
Oh, jeez, that's gonna
That's-
be hard because everything is like all together. Like this is it. Like
It's
Yeah.
true.
you're
Yeah.
so late that it doesn't matter. Everybody's gonna start connecting. So you're gonna be like, "What's going on? Who's that person?"
No,
Wait,
I mean,
they
he just
died.
asks.
No, and you're just like, dude, like,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
he
it's-
just
it's-
watched the Red Wedding.
Ooh,
like 2 weeks
that
ago.
oh my gosh. Anyway, okay, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Later on. Endgame.
Yes.
Avengers Endgame. Okay.
I don't know
just
why I
like
keep on
hopping
going
over
back
to
to
it.
Game of Thrones.
We gotta go
I
back.
keep on going back
It's
there.
that good.
I don't know
because
why.
We have to go back because there's time travel involved in this.
Oh!
Snap! Oh, there's time travel involved in this
Yes.
movie, which is I love time
Wait.
travel.
So Back to the Future is bullshit.
yes,
Hot Tub Time Machine, Terminator. Oh my god, I love it. I love that scene when they just
Oh,
started
man.
talking
that
about.
picture I sent you. Who was the real MVP in this
Oh
movie?
yeah.
Who
There's,
was
there,
it?
it was a lot of.
Who do
online
you think,
stuff.
Who do you think was the real MVP in this movie? Come
This
on.
is kind of a trick
Give me
question,
your- yes,
actually.
give me your
This is
answer.
trick-
Give
yeah,
me
it's
your-
a
be
trick
honest,
question.
though.
question.
Be honest. I asked him before.
Yeah.
I like how she's
don't-
like, be honest.
Too close.
let me like.
What do you think?
Where's your bubble?
What do you think?
Yeah, where's your bubble?
So yeah, it's a trick question. I'll tell you that right now.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
It's supposed
I
to be
want to
funny.
say
it's
one.
supposed to be funny.
I want to say one.
Okay,
Okay.
Wait, it's supposed to be funny.
Yes.
kind
just-
of,
Yeah.
kind of, yeah.
I'll read it to
It's
you.
a trick
just-
question, and it's kind of
yes.
funny actually. Now you're like, what the
Yes.
hell is she talking about?
Yeah, I'm so confused.
Just-
There's a big, huge.
Yeah, I
Question
know.
mark.
I know.
Woof. Yeah,
Oh man.
but it makes sense.
It makes sense.
I mean,
when
I
tell you.
want to say.
Okay, yeah, you want to say who?
I want to. So there's two people.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
go for it.
Of course, obviously, Iron Man.
Okay, right.
Okay.
Though I don't really like Iron Man.
All right. Okay.
Oh,
Captain America.
Okay.
Come on.
okay.
He gets the freaking hammer.
Yes.
Sorry,
That's
spoilers,
because he
but
becomes
No, we already
worthy.
said
Yeah.
there's
He
gonna be
becomes
spoilers.
worthy.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
becomes worthy, but
so I would say Captain America.
Again,
Wrong.
yeah. Wrong. Go ahead. Tell
Okay.
him.
So this question was asked, and
This
they
is
were
going
like,
around online.
The rat is the MVP. The rat.
'Cause if
They're like Black Widow, okay, and then everybody kept
rat.
saying the
Yeah.
rat. If it wasn't for the rat,
Who the hell is
Ant-Man,
the rat?
the
Ant-Man,
rat, the
the
little rat
rat?
that turns on the machine for Ant-Man to
Ant-Man
come
to
back.
come
back.
Quantum
Oh my
realm.
God.
if it hadn't been for the rat, Ant-Man had never come
That
back.
is
Therefore,
true.
Yeah.
nothing
That
would have
is
been
true.
set
Again,
in
it's
stone.
it's a funny thing. It's a tricky question,
That is
but
the real MVP.
yeah. Yeah. Oh
The
yeah.
rat.
It's
The
going
rat.
around. It's a
Not
very
the ant. Because
No.
everyone would have
No,
thought it would have
yeah,
been the
no.
ant
Rats.
playing the drums.
yeah.
But
yeah,
no.
and so
it was a rat.
it's a very like we were actually talking about it afterwards, and we haven't talked about it since we were saving it here.
Right.
It's very much a comic book device kind of
Yeah.
thing. It's very comic booky. Like, oh yeah,
Right, yeah.
it's very coincidental that there's a rat that happens to just get on the truck and
Yeah.
he happens to be on the
And
dashboard.
steps
and
their
steps
foot
I
on
on
the
it.
thing.
personally liked it because I mean,
I did too.
it
I
gives
did
you
too.
that sense of that comic book that you used to read as a kid, like that
But-
little funny moment in the comic book.
Yeah,
you know?
but also there's that
Cartoons
just like
and-
in
Right, right.
just like in real life, there's sometimes you just need a little bit of luck. If it happens, that very
yes.
coincidental, like, oh,
It's
I
true.
happened to bump into a friend who needed this or whatever it is, or I don't know what it is, right?
Right,
It's
no, but I
it's
get
something
it.
like that, and it's like, yes, it might be a little bit cheesy for some people, but I think it's it's then again it happened in 5 years,
Right.
Right? Who's to say that it wouldn't have happened in 10 years or 15 years, right? So at some point something's gonna happen
Right.
that Ant-Man's gonna come back. So
But it was a small moment of time.
yes, small moment of time
in our reality.
In their reality,
Yeah.
it was 5 years, and then
5 hours,
in
something like that.
yeah, it was 5 hours for
'Cause of the
Scott Lang.
time-space continuum.
But that one's bullshit. But that one's bullshit. So let's get into it.
Oh, it's so
So
good.
they first start. Oh,
So
the
good.
opening. Holy crap!
Oh no, I just like the fact that it just right
Yeah,
then
yeah.
it started straight out, and I was like, okay, I'm not even bored. It's just straight into the story.
Well, I like how it started out with obviously Hawkeye.
Right? No, that's
Yeah.
what she means. But
Put your elbow down.
holy crap! Like that opening was just like
that was intense.
it was reminding you of what had happened in Infinity War.
Right.
And it just like hit you in the gut again.
Right.
You're just like, and now we see it from Hawkeye's point of view,
Right.
and we're just like,
Babe.
fuck.
Babe.
Yeah. Yeah. And then just like, shit.
Yeah.
And then from there, it goes in the Marvel
Okay,
logo.
but did you guys ever think like he was going to change eventually? Like, did you know?
I didn't know because
Okay,
I'm not really into
I
comic
already
books.
had like this little idea he might have changed, just because there was right after the first one ended, there was a picture of what's his name?
Ronan?
Spider-Man.
Oh.
Tom Holland?
Yes.
Yeah.
He had a table, and all of them were just like little dolls of all of the Avengers.
The
But-
toys?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I
but
remember.
there was
yeah, yeah.
one doll,
Yeah.
Hawkeye,
remember.
that wasn't his usual outfit,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's how I knew in the next movie that's
Yeah,
how
I
it
mean,
was going to
it was
start.
in the trailers.
Because even though they didn't say it at all until until
Mhm.
now,
Right.
Yeah.
those dolls gave it away.
Right. I mean, it was in the
Damn
trailers
dolls.
too. It was in the trailers that you saw Ronan.
Right,
It
right.
was
Yes.
Ronan. You saw him,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh shit. And you see that it was in the trailers, right?
Right.
So you knew that he was gonna change
Yep.
because of what had happened. Now we just saw what happened and how he started like basically becoming rogue and just started killing everyone because of he wanted
It's my duty.
yeah, and he wanted revenge basically, right?
My duty.
And he was taking it out on all these bad guys.
Right.
And so that happened. Immediately after that, we go to space.
Yep.
They have what, 48 hours, 24 hours, something.
Yeah.
I forget how, because it's been 22 days since they were in
Since-
space.
Yeah.
They're
And
on
then-
their 23rd.
No, it was 21, and he corrected himself. 22.
I think they did
Oh.
a really good job of making Iron Man look like he was just
Oh, yeah, when he
dehydrated,
came
and
back,
he was just
sickling.
skinny.
He was
it
just
was
so
very,
skinny.
very good. Like I actually believe I'm like, I wonder if he like lost weight.
I
just
wonder
for
if he
that
did
section.
too.
But to be honest, I don't think
He probably did. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, because later on in the movie he seems fine.
yeah,
So you
seems
can't
fine.
just put on weight and gain weight like that because it's bad for the body.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
They are actors.
takes
They
time.
are
Why,
actors.
look at Christian Bale from Machinist.
Yeah, but it wasn't like, I'm sure when they were shooting, unless there was some gap because they shot this movie back to back with
Right.
Infinity War, so there was no
Right.
gap really. But yeah, no,
So I doubt he. lost the
when I
weight
saw
like
that, I'm like, he looks a lot skinnier than usual. So
green screen.
yeah.
again, it could be that too.
Body,
You can
you know,
do
they swap
anything
the-
now.
you know,
Right.
swap
Yeah, you
the
can do
face.
anything now. Yeah, especially with the face. We got that a lot in this movie also. So in space, they were playing the football thing, and that was so
I
great.
love
Were
shit
you
Never.
having
I
fun?
don't get it.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
get it. Are you having fun?
No.
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 Yeah.
I love her.
It's
And it's just
I
like,
love her.
this was fun. You win. This was fun. Like, fair game.
Yeah.
He goes, did you have fun? Like, this was
No.
fun.
Yeah.
That was great.
Because she doesn't know.
No, she doesn't know.
All she knows is just assassinate.
kill.
people
Yeah,
and
exactly.
kill,
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know.
And so Stark sends his quotation marks final message
Right.
to Pepper, to Potts, and he goes to sleep. And then, Nebula carries him to the cockpit in the
Yep.
front seat, and out of nowhere he's sleeping, and out of nowhere start bright thing,
Yeah,
bright
bright,
lights are
yep,
shining.
yep.
He starts waking up because it's super bright. He sees, and it's guess who?
It's a bird.
It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. And then
And I was like, oh
I'm
my
telling you-
god.
before we keep going, how was your crowd?
So you want to know my crowd?
Yeah, I just want to know your crowd for now. How was
Me,
your crowd?
my old boss, one guy up in the front, and then a shit row of kids. Like
Kids.
kids.
Okay.
Like teenagers.
Okay.
Like their balls haven't even dropped yet.
Well, I mean,
You know?
as far as like excitement
it.
goes, and like,
it was quiet.
oh no,
I liked it because I was
You
just
liked
like,
it?
I was like sitting there and I was like, oh shit. I was
Yeah.
like, That's Captain
Right,
Marvel.
right, yeah.
No,
You
no,
were-
my crowd was different because everybody cheered at the
Oh.
same time.
Well, yeah, you guys went
Everybody
to the
clapped at
fan
the same
event.
time.
It's like,
Our-
what do you expect?
Our
you know?
crowd was
was great.
amazing.
It was
so
great.
there was cheers every time. There was like
Right.
gasp when something like
People were
Right.
crying.
oh yeah.
People were
Oh,
crying
I
in there. It
teared
was.
up.
Oh, I teared up too.
I
Yeah.
looked
Oh,
up and
yeah.
I was like, "Damn,
Mhm.
did anybody bring toilet paper?"
Yeah, yeah, napkins or something. So Captain Marvel shows up, everyone's
sleeve?
cheering and shit. Yeah, goes back to Earth, brings back Nebula and Tony, and then they go to
These are kind of like your touching moments.
Yeah.
What's that?
Your touching moments.
touching moments. What do you mean?
Like this is like your touching moments.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean
yeah.
I'm literally just going through down the movie. Yeah,
So
then
you're
we'll
gonna break it down.
We're breaking it down. We're
You're
just
breaking
going
it down
breaking
now.
it down. You know. And so they go back down, and they start talking, and that's when
Right.
that's when Iron Man was like, "Oh no, Cap,
Yeah,
we
they
were
come back down to
supposed to
Earth.
come back down to Earth,"
Yep.
and they were like, we were supposed to avenge people, you
Right,
know.
yeah.
And it's like, well, your first plan didn't work, and our plan didn't work. Now we couldn't beat fucking Thanos,
Right.
and then he collapses.
He goes back to Civil War, and you're kind
Yeah.
of like, really? Like you're gonna go all the way back there? Like
yeah,
to argue about it?
Timeline,
I
Yeah.
get about the timeline, but I was just
Yeah.
like, dang, Tony, like get over it. Like
Well, I mean,
Like,
because
even
his
Captain
thing
Marvel
was,
was like,
again,
you know,
he-
get over
he-
it.
this is why he made that plan with Ultron, with all the
Right.
robots, so they can avenge or you know,
Right.
they can protect the world, and with none of that, because that didn't work out. You
Right.
know, it's he's projecting like what they could have done, but
to prevent this.
to prevent this, yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Falls over. He's in the kitchen, or
and
whatever.
they're talking, and
Tony, are you okay?
Captain Marvel goes, "I'm about to go fucking kick Thanos'
Yeah,
ass. I'm
yeah,
gonna go back to
exactly.
space." And then from there,
They go to the planet because
yes,
they find Thanos.
They find Thanos because
Mhm.
Nebula was like, "I know where he is."
Yeah, exactly. I was like, couldn't you just say that in the beginning? Like, I know where Thanos is. It's like,
Well, they were all talking and stuff. So Rocket and all of them. There was a great scene when they were in the ship. So who's never been to space?
Yeah, exactly.
The only two, yeah.
You see Cap, Black Widow, and War Machine
Yeah,
raises her
exactly.
hand. He's like, "All right, don't throw up."
Because
My
like
shit.
even the Hulk, like he's
He's the Hulk's been to space.
Yeah.
Everyone's been to space.
he's
yeah.
been through it literally.
Yeah.
If you remember in Infinity War,
Mm-hmm.
went through the Bifrost and
Yes.
gets back down to Earth.
But also from Age of
Right.
Ultron when he left,
Yeah, or
went to space and
Ragnarok.
shit. Ragnarok.
Ragnarok.
So they go to the planet and they pretty much attack Thanos.
Well, he's all by himself.
He's all by himself, man. He was just trying to cook dinner.
Yeah.
He just wanted dinner to eat, to
That's
just
it.
like, freaking get it along.
My
and-
question is, all these people that he had with him, where the fuck did they
What people?
go? I mean, his army, or
He said that he used the stones to get rid of the stones so he doesn't have to
Yeah.
use the power. And his dream was to go to this planet and to just sit and look at the sunset.
pretty much and just chill.
I
And
mean,
just
in
chill.
my head, I figured he would have somebody. But
Well, I
guess,
think Since
He
half
had
of
that-
half
that-
of the universe is gone, I'm sure most of his lackeys and his minions were gone
Yeah.
too. So, I didn't even really think about that because I was just like, I didn't really care about his army and stuff.
I didn't really care about his army. I just kind of figured this was his piece. Like, this
Right,
is the
right.
piece that he always wanted, and he
Yeah.
finally got it. His balance.
Yeah, right. His balance, which later on we find out that
It's
when
wrong.
It's wrong. Right? And so they go there, they fight him, and they find out that he used the stones, like what you
Right,
said,
yep.
to
Destroy the
destroy the
stones.
stones.
I
Everyone's just like, what the fuck, pissed off. And
Yeah,
then finally you get what Thor wanted, but it was
Right.
too
From
late,
the
but he
very
still did it.
beginning, Yeah.
Chopped off the head. Went for the head. Went for the
went for
freaking
the
head.
head.
And then
Yeah, but that didn't solve anything. It
no,
was just
but
like,
he
No, he thought he did.
it was one of those things where like
Yeah.
he was just
I mean, after losing his brother, his
whole,
family,
his whole race.
Yeah, everything.
Whole
I mean,
race.
it was just himself, and that was it.
Yeah, he just
Right.
needed to do it just to say I did it,
Right.
even though it was already too late.
Yeah.
And then black screen. Next thing you know, 5
Years later.
years.
Damn, but that jump, I was
later.
just shocked. I was,
I was shocked too.
"Shit, 5 years later.
I didn't know they were gonna do a time jump like that.
No, but
Um,
it worked.
It worked, and then you kind of see the ramifications of where everyone was at.
Right, yeah.
And just
Everything was just alone and
Yeah.
ugly,
was
and
desolate.
like you need
Mhm.
more than just half the world
Yeah.
to work the world.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it just wouldn't work if everything was
Right.
going like that.
Nat was in a very bad place.
No, she was in a good place.
I don't
almost,
think she
almost.
was.
I was being sarcastic.
She was just there, like, kind of like, no, what are you doing? What are you doing with the
Yeah,
holograms and stuff? But even
exactly.
before that, Steve was basically the head of a support group.
Yeah.
Which was like crazy
Okay.
because he was telling these people to move on.
Right.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
he visits Nat, he was like,
I
we've never
can't-
moved on.
Yeah, exactly.
We've never moved
Yeah.
on. We want all these people to have a decent life from what they have now, but we can't even move on. What
Right.
does that, say about us? And then we get a shot of like Rhodey there, and that's when you finally figure it out. Like, oh yeah, Clint, or Ronan in this case. Like, yeah, he was in the Federalist, killing everyone and
Right,
shit. She was like, can you please just go look? Just find him. But he was like, I don't even want to find him.
Right.
Because the way he's just killing people, crazy. I don't even want to find him. Nat was
mean,
like, please. He's
After
like,
losing,
okay.
or just your family
Yeah,
happens to disappear, you
Mhm.
just lose all sense. Like,
Yeah, of
what
course.
do I
I
have to
mean,
live for?
Yeah, I mean, you can even bring it down a step. Like, family
Is
that's a whole different
everything.
story.
Yeah.
But,
Is
but if you
everything.
bring it down a step, just like breaking up with a significant other, that's that's big too. Like, it can be like, oh crap, I just lost my world and shit. So, but
Right.
this is his family. He had a
Yeah.
daughter that he was training. He had a cute boy who wanted ketchup on his
Hot
hot
dog.
dog, not
Yeah.
mayo or mustard.
Yeah.
And
And
you
the
just
wife.
and the wife, and oh my god, it was heartbreaking just seeing that. And then they were talking. You see joke from Rocket say, "Oh, what? You got a new haircut?" And freaking from Captain Marvel. It was just a dope haircut, by the way. She pulled it off. And then we'll get into like the Easter eggs later. Cap comes in. They start talking, and then we get the scene that we see in the trailer. Hey guys,
Yeah,
anyone there?
exactly, right.
Oh, this is this Scott,
Yeah.
Ant-Man. I was
Yeah.
there a couple years ago.
That's a big guy.
I'm a
Yeah.
big guy. You probably don't remember me. And then
Right.
Cap is like, when was this recorded? It's
Yeah.
like, was this a earlier message or
No,
whatever? It's,
no.
no, this is right now.
Yeah.
And then he comes in. He's pacing back and forth. He goes,
He starts to go crazy.
do you guys know quantum
Quantum ra-
physics?
yeah.
Quantum physics. Do you guys talk about that? Nat was like, yeah, it's a quick conversation, which is just a joke or whatever. And then they finally start talking about it, and I love that line. Cap was like, oh yeah, so you mean a time machine?
Yeah.
No, not a time machine. You're talking about a
Yeah.
quantum thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, time machine. And so that was great. And they go to the time machine, or not go to the time machine. They go to Tony, and then again another.
Oh my god, I love
Amazing
that.
moment.
That to me was just like that's.
do-
I'm pretty sure that's what he's wanted.
Oh
with
yeah, that's exactly what he
pots,
wanted.
I
And
don't
a
know.
kid.
a kid,
I don't know.
and to be married and to live a normal life without all of this
I
chaos.
think he wanted to live a normal life once he's done what he did after the whole movie.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why later on I'm about to freaking sneeze, but it's not coming out.
Hachu.
That's what she said.
Another sweet scene where he just comes out of the cabin, and it's just like I think he says like Morgana or something like that, like Morgan H. Stark. We have to eat lunch. Was it
Right.
lunch?
Yeah. It was
Forgetting.
lunch.
It was lunch. Yeah, and she goes out there with it
Yeah,
was
'cause
so
she was
cute.
cooking,
She's in the
his pots was
tent.
Yeah,
cooking,
it was so cute. He's like, and she was like, no. She says something.
Well,
And
she's got the gloves on and she's got the helmet
the
on.
helmet, but her
which-
mom's helmet.
Yeah, which
which
I
was-
was like,
An anniversary gift.
I was like,
And then-
yeah.
That was the thing that's on the comics. Like
Yeah, yeah.
So
Mhm.
like if
Yeah, it's a
See, but
Easter eggs that
I thought yeah.
Coming
Mhm.
from me, I didn't know what that was, and I was like, wait.
Oh really?
I was like, is that a female Iron Man
Yeah.
helmet? And I was like,
Yeah.
is that legit?
Wait, so you never saw it?
No.
Yeah.
I was like, is that legit or is that just like a gift?
Because
right.
doesn't she have a name? I don't
I forget.
remember the name, but
Iron
I know
Woman.
because I've seen the comic book before.
I
Iron
forget.
Woman.
I forget. There is an Iron Heart. That's
think it
also
is.
that's
No?
also a woman. Huh?
Iron Heart. I think
It's
that's what it
Iron Heart.
was.
That's
That
a
was what
woman,
it
but I'm
was,
not
yeah.
sure if it was Pepper. I know it's a different character. I know that
Really? It
But it
wasn't
could-
Pepper.
it wasn't. It might have been Pepper, but I know it when Iron Heart came. Yeah, since you're there, Mike, if you can check it, please. It was a different character that they introduced a couple years back. Anyways, Cap, Tony, and Scott come and they start talking about, oh, if this was a thing, we would have done this years ago.
Right.
But it's 1 in a million chance that it never happened. Like you were a statistic. Like you were one of those a crazy miracle statistic that happened, and now we're trying to get everything back. He denies it. Then Cap goes, we need a bigger brain. And then we get a scene, a pretty funny scene, and then they finally introduce Professor Hulk. Professor Banner, Dr. Hulk, which was great. And then they're talking
the right balance.
Yeah, they're talking the right balance because that was his
Muscle
way.
and brain.
That was his way of coping.
Right.
Yes.
Where because he said, I got beat twice. Banner got beat and Hulk got demolished. And so within that, after that happened, 18 months, he was coping and he decided that Hulk wasn't a disease, that it was a cure for everything. And he combined both, like you said, brains and brawn.
I finally understood it.
Yeah, brains and brawn. And you get the best of both worlds, right?
Yeah.
And then these kids come in. Can we take a picture?
That was great. It's like, I'm Ant-Man.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's like, who the
And if you look at
Don't you want to see
Ant-Man.
me?
if you look at the short kid's reaction,
Yeah.
he was just like,
No.
It was
Oh,
so
come on.
funny.
You know you want
You know
to.
you want to.
Yeah.
And then like finally Scott gets over it. Take the goddamn phone.
Yeah.
Like go. Just go. Banner agrees to it. They go back to I believe they go back to the base. And then they start doing the
the
trials.
trials.
The trials. Then from the trials, you got Ant-Man, baby Ant-Man, teenage Ant-Man, old man Ant-Man, and finally Scott comes back to his regular self. And then I believe after that, what was after that? Can you guys?
I'm
Let's
trying
see.
to think.
After the whole trials thing. Oh man,
I think there's a flashback to Iron Man, and he's at home. Isn't it that when he's at home and he kind of
right?
figures
Okay,
it
yes,
out,
yes, you're right.
and
After
he
that,
kind of-
he goes back to Iron Man, and another great scene.
he's like, so
There's
you
just
did
so
work
many-
on it. You did
Yep.
you know.
Yeah.
She's sitting in the couch and
and she's reading something about
Yeah.
book.
composting or something.
Compose.
Compose.
And she
And
puts
he's
it
just
on the
there.
shelf.
He's just there. I figured it out.
Great. That's great.
I
That you
figured
learned
out
something
time
about
travel, and
compost.
she's like, "Oh crap!" But before that, there was a scene where he was just like doing the specs,
Right.
and then he
figured out the
algorithm.
Friday. He's like, "Specs complete." Ding. And it's he's
Right.
like, "Oh shit!" He goes, "Oh shit!" And then
Yeah.
it's his kid.
Yeah.
Shit. no.
He's like,
that's
so-
mommy's term. That's mommy's word.
Coined word.
Coined word.
Yeah.
We're not gonna say it again. That was great.
What does the little girl say she wanted? What cookies or ice cream or
pop,
something?
ice pops or whatever. Yeah, something
Juice-
like that.
juice pops.
Juice pops.
pops.
Yeah. Goes back to
You want
that,
a juice pop?
and then and Pepper goes and it was such a sweet. A lot of like her scenes with Tony was just one of these things where like they were meant to be together and stuff like that, and it was just
Were
very
they?
sweet. Yeah,
Oh man.
it was just very sweet,
I
and
already want to hop to the end.
yeah, it was very. I think we're just gonna skim through a lot of things, and so we can get our opinions out. And then she goes, "One of the biggest failures in my life is never stopping you from anything you wanted to do."
Yeah.
And so he was like, "Yeah, you're right. So I'm
Yep.
gonna go back to the Avengers, and we're gonna do this time travel thing." So we're just gonna start skipping before breaking down everything. They do the time travel thing. They go to first Avengers, which was awesome. They go to Thor: The Dark World, which I don't like that movie, but they went there.
Whatever.
And then they tried. Oh, then they go to Guardians, which was awesome.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
To Morag, and you see
Yes.
Peter Quill just dancing, but
Right.
without
He's
the
like,
music.
what is he doing? He's
He's
just
just
like,
like grooving and stuff, which was
Bing,
awesome.
bing,
Uh,
bing.
And then when that
Nebula got caught and stuff like that.
right for in that section, and Cap and them, they couldn't get the the reality
Stones.
stone,
Yep.
and so Cap and Tony had to go back again to the 70s.
Yeah, which
where-
was crazy for me because I was like, "Oh crap, they're back where like Iron Man was." And then the other great scene was when he finally got to see his father in real life.
Yes.
I was like-
Alright, so we're not gonna break down the movie anymore. But yes. Anyways,
Oh,
let's go with when you said touching moments. What are your touching moments? Since you're about to talk about it right now. the
So
father,
that
dad.
that was one of them. obviously for everybody that knows me, obviously it's always a big thing when it's like father son kind of deal things, and it's just like, holy crap! It's like Mr. Stark is here, and now Stark is here. It's like
Howard and Tony.
Yeah, it's like oh my gosh, father and son. And it's like last time like Tony was talking about him was back in Civil War.
Yeah.
When he like died, and he was like, yeah, I never really got to meet my father. And
one
blah,
father
blah.
give another father
Yeah, exactly.
advice.
Yeah. And I was just like, whoa.
It was nice.
I was
It
like,
was-
that's intense.
It was very. Yeah, it was a touching
Yes.
moment.
You
know.
What else? Other touching moments for you?
Let's see. A lot of the other scenes, like towards the end, were kind of like,
yes.
obviously that's like one of the major ones.
Mm-hmm.
But the other scene that I did like the most was when Doctor Strange was there and he started to like do the time warps.
Oh
from
my god!
Wakanda, and then you see
to everyone.
Thanos' army.
Oh,
Yes.
come on,
And then you
yes.
see the
Yes.
you know,
I think
the
the
Avengers.
most epic part of that section right there is when he was just like, Avengers, assemble.
Yeah,
Like
that
that
was
there
awesome.
was.
But I think the other scene
A
too was
throwback.
when, you know, Captain America, he's all mangled and beat up, and he's just like standing there by himself,
Ooh.
and you're just like, so he's gonna take on Thanos.
The whole
and-
army. Yeah,
I was
Thanos
like,
and the
he's
whole
got a
army.
hammer, he's got a half a shield.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I believe in him. I was like,
Mhm.
he'll keep on going. And I was like waiting for the line though. I was like, is he gonna say the line? Is he gonna say the
Mhm.
line? I can do this all day.
Yeah.
But I was just
he
like-
said it before.
We said
I
it
mean,
before. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
true.
It
In
was
the
one
time
of those,
travel.
like,
Yeah.
throwback,
Right.
another
Yeah, I
throwback.
love that throwback.
Yeah.
And then the real, I want to say the real, but the current Cap, he's like, I know.
Yeah.
When he got his ass whooped, and then he's like, I can do this all day. 2012 Captain America,
Yeah,
I can do this
exactly.
all day. He's like getting up. I know.
Yeah.
That was great. That was funny.
America's
Yeah,
Yeah,
ass.
America's ass, you
Yeah,
guys.
America's ass. There you
Damn
go.
that
Yeah.
ass.
Marilyn,
Look kind of flat.
any touching moments for you for the whole movie?
I think for me,
A few. You can give a few.
it has to be once they kind of, you know, let go of Tony, and the little girl is sitting down and you know, she's asked, are you hungry? And she's like, I want a booger.
I want
Yeah,
a cheeseburger.
cheeseburger.
But that's something that her father said, I think, back in the
Iron Man.
Yeah, in the first movie, because he came off the ship and he's like, you know what, get me a cheeseburger.
Yep. Yeah.
Cheeseburger.
Mm-hmm.
That was like, oh, like father, like you know,
Daughter,
like
yeah,
daughter.
yeah.
It was one of those like, damn
Yep.
moments.
For me, there's a few. I mean, we've pretty much like we didn't go through the whole movie.
Spider-Man, I think the same way Tony said goodbye when he kind of disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same reaction I kind of got.
He's
It
like,
was
"Wow,
flipped
I've
over,
never-
but this time Tony wasn't gonna come back.
I
Yeah.
never had this before.
Yeah.
Like a father figure, and he was a father figure.
Oh,
to
yeah,
him,
he was, of course.
for sure. And Pot saying, "Hey, we're gonna be okay."
Okay, yeah.
Oh my
Oh my
god! I
gosh,
wanted
yep.
to cry.
I
cried.
That
I cried.
that last half hour, pretty much after when the battle was winding up,
Yeah.
all that it was just so emotional, and it was one of those things where like she says that, you know, she's like, we were gonna be okay, and I was just like, fuck, man. I know she wouldn't want it that way, but
Right.
that's how it played out.
That's why she seemed okay with what was happening. She
Mhm.
didn't break down uncontrollably, but
No,
she knew that
she knew.
Tony had done the right thing.
Yeah, and
Well,
she also
Doctor-
said it in the couch.
right.
The fact that you figured out time travel. Oh, and then they go back to the couch. They were talking. He goes, you know what? I can just throw this away in a lockbox, put it in the
Right.
sea, and then
And
go
just
go to
pretend-
bed.
Pretend like I
Pre-
never found this out.
and go to sleep. And then she says, "But would you be able to rest?"
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Which was perfect because at the end,
He does rest.
then she goes, you know, we're gonna be okay. She slowly starts breaking down. She goes, "You can rest now."
Yes.
And it was just
Oh my
so
God.
poetic, and I'm just like, dang, because this whole time,
Everything has been linked.
yeah,
he's always
which
worried.
This very moment.
yeah, exactly, which is why he did the Avengers and Ultron, which is
Right.
why he built all those robots to protect the world, so
Right.
that he can get the life that he wants. Also with
Right.
Pepper, you know, he almost had
Yeah.
it for in Infinity War, and even she said it. when
He
they were,
knew. He knew as soon as he put his foot back into the circle when they
that
came
he
into
couldn't
his
be able to
house,
stop.
that something was gonna happen. Now, before anybody saw the movie, you had that feeling someone was gonna die. Someone
Of course,
major
yeah.
was gonna die. I
Mhm.
honestly at first thought it was going to be Captain.
Same. I was
But-
going for Cap too.
It made sense for the man who started it
Mhm.
to end it.
Right. This whole Marvel universe, they're calling it the Infinity Saga, but the one major player here has always been Tony.
Right.
And this whole story, if you really think about it, has also been Tony Stark's story. Like, just the whole thing, you know? I mean, even in the first Avengers, he had fucking visions of Thanos already. I
Right.
believe it was in Avengers when he saw the dream and stuff.
Yeah.
well,
Actually, it was
no,
in
it was
Ultron. Sorry,
Age
it was
of
in
Ultron,
when
yeah,
he saw the
when,
dream in the beginning of the movie.
Scarlet was it Scarlet Witch?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just gave him the vision. You know?
But yeah, he had this awesome arc from where he was like this douchebag
but
billionaire
his
asshole, and
character
then now he's
grew
like
a lot
absolutely
through the whole
Mhm.
whole thing.
yeah.
It changed to where he understood what family meant.
Mhm,
He
yeah,
never had a
exactly.
father.
No, which is why you
You
said that was one
know-
of your touching moments.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it made
It
loved
makes
it.
completely sense.
Yeah.
Complete sense. What else? Anything before I get into mine? Any touching moments for y'all?
I think it has to. It wasn't so much a touchy moment, but you knew that it was gonna happen because they, Black Widow and Hawkeye end up in this place where you knew that you have to give a soul to have
to get the soul stone, right?
And you're like, they're gonna battle out as friends, as close as they are, just like family.
Yeah, they are family.
You know, he had that hope that his family was gonna come back.
Mhm.
She didn't have.
Yeah, she didn't have a
family.
family.
Well, she didn't have anything
The
else to
Avengers
live for.
were her family.
Yes, exactly.
So obviously she was gonna give it her all to make sure that her family was gonna be okay.
Yeah, it was gonna be okay. Yep.
So that's why, like, don't be stupid. Like, you have something to live for, and like,
Yeah.
at the end, she was just like, "It's okay."
Yeah.
And I was
Let
like,
go.
"No,
Yeah,
not
let go,
again.
yeah.
The same thing, not again,
Mhm.
not again."
I honestly, when they were fighting, not gonna lie, I
Sacrifice.
didn't know who was gonna freaking win. There were, even though it's a short scene, like,
Because
so.
he was very like,
Oh
at
no!
it, like,
well,
determined.
He was
Well, he
determined,
was
but at the
already gonna
same
run.
time, you knew that they both know how to fight,
Right.
and you're just
Yes.
like, they're in terms of just like fighting skills, they're pretty much the same.
She wins all the
Yes.
time though.
Nah, I'm
I mean,
sure.
she's
I'm-
a good assassin.
oh yeah, they're both good, but I'm just saying, like, if he really wanted to, he can probably beat Nat also. You know, if there's like if there's
There's a few
out of
scenes.
10 fights, honestly, it would probably be like
5 and
6-4
5.
or like 6-4 either Clint or 6-4 Black Widow. There's gonna be times where he's gonna win. I'll tell you that right now. But
it's pretty fast.
yeah,
I
it was
know,
it was quick,
yeah.
but I was like, who's gonna freaking win? Like, and he jumps, and then I'm like, he's gonna do it, and then next thing you know, she jumps too,
Yeah.
and then she does her thing,
Yeah,
her
the
Yeah.
little grapple
the
thing.
grapple, the
Yeah.
grapple hook, and but yeah, so
And
yeah,
it's-
so
it,
that
it
was
can only
another
hold
touching
one
moment.
person.
So
As
yeah,
we all figured out, we're like, oh great, who's it gonna be now?
Yeah.
Can't be both of them because
So-
then no one's gonna come back with the Soul Stone.
right. So for me, you guys hit on. You said Spider-Man. That was a touching moment for me because, oh my god, because he just started going off like Spider-Man, and then you see in Tony's face, he's just like he wanted to. He
Right.
was like emotional, but he was there like, I'm glad you're back, kid.
Right.
And that's when he hugs him, and then he
Right.
was just like,
You know,
oh,
for a split
I never
second,
had this-
everything was happening so fast that I completely forgot that it takes someone powerful to make these stones work together.
Mhm.
And so it didn't click on my head like, oh my god, if he does it, I am Iron Man, he said.
Mhm. Yeah, which was
That was
freaking
epic.
dope.
Yeah. That was it for him. Like, it didn't
knew.
click on my head. I was like, oh, okay,
He knew.
he's, he got this. Like, everything's going to be okay.
No, he knew.
I didn't expect
He knew because, and this was when Doctor Strange
Strange.
was like, he goes, you said you
Oh,
told me
you're
one out of a
right.
billion, one out of a
He's-
4 million chance that we win.
Yeah.
Right.
He said,
Is
if
this
I
is
tell
this the
you-
one?
If I tell you,
go ahead. No,
if
go
I
ahead.
tell you,
It's not gonna happen. You're right. And so when
Because then you would have time to think about it.
yeah,
like,
you
do I
you would
wanna,
do you would
know?
change something that shouldn't have happened
Yes,
if he told him.
yes.
And so he kept quiet. They kept doing the battle. Amazing battle, by the way. Awesome battle. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
think I've seen a battle like this in a long time in a
No,
movie.
in the theater, I heard someone say up from above us, "Wakanda forever."
Oh yeah,
I was
yeah,
like-
that's right. That's right. When the freaking circle started happening.
Yeah, I
and then
remember
Black
everybody started doing this.
Black
too.
Panther, Shuri, and what's her name? Okaye. You know his
Yeah. and-
his right hand
Yeah.
lady.
Yeah.
So someone was like, "Wakanda forever!"
Yeah.
in our theater.
Yeah.
It was again. We had an amazing crowd, which
Right.
was freaking dope. And then when I watched it the second time around, my crowd was okay, which was like, thank God I watched it with Marilyn and
Right.
one of her best friends
Right.
beforehand, earlier
Right.
that day. So for me, touching moments was definitely Spider-Man. That was one. The Tony and him getting a Morgan from the tent. It's
Yeah.
just one of those things where, like for me, like in the future, like that's something I would do with if I had a daughter and
Well, you
stuff.
guys
Like,
might have kids. No.
all right, Mike. Anyways,
Tangent. Whoop, rabbit trail.
well, it was just one of those things, touching moments, right? And another one was you guys. I don't know if you guys remember this, but when Scott goes back to his home, starts knocking on the door,
Yeah, and the daughter
then she
comes
comes
Oh
out.
my
out.
god, the little one.
Yes.
Wasn't little
It
anymore.
was little anymore. And he's just there hugging her,
She was old.
and he was trying to like gather his emotions and
Right.
his thoughts, and all he could say was, "You got big."
Right. Yeah.
And then it was awesome. It was great because that kind of reminded me of I was in her position, but when my dad would like be gone for
Right.
months, right? Because I'm a military brat, and so when my dad would come back,
Right.
it was one of those things where I would just run up to him and start hugging him and shit. And that kind of reminded me of Scott and
Makes
his
sense.
daughter, but flip.
Right.
For on my end, it's flipped around. I was the daughter saying, "Oh my God, you're back, Dad," and
Right.
shit. But one, again, there's a lot of touching moments, but one that really got me, and this is when I started really tearing up in the theater because it was just like I was full of like emotion and happiness. Was when Cap tightens his shield, starts walking towards the freaking army, Thanos and all his army, is walking, and he knew like if this is it, but I'm not gonna go down because
Right,
I can
yeah,
do this all
exactly.
day, right?
Right.
And then you hear a little crackle.
Turns around.
Cap.
Yeah.
And right then I knew that was fucking Falcon, and I'm like, okay, cool. And then you start seeing the first.
Right. Yeah.
I thought it was just gonna be one. Right, I'm pretty sure everyone thought it was just gonna be that one circle that everyone would come out
and then
there.
like all you see is just
Circle.
Yes.
All over
Yeah,
the
so
place.
Circle, Black Panther comes out, Shuri, and
then
Kanye.
every single
Okay.
story in this Avenger saga
Mm-hmm.
came together
Right,
at that
right, right.
precise moment, and it was so epic.
Yes, and then you hear a second time around, on your left,
Yeah.
and then that's when I started like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
one of my top favorite Marvel movies is Winter Soldier. And I was just like, it was a callback to that. Again, a lot of callbacks in this movie, which was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of
Right.
fan service. And then you see Falcon flies out, and then you start seeing all these magic circles, and I was just swelling up. And you see
Doctor
Drax,
Strange,
Doctor Strange, Drax, Mantis, Star-Lord, and you see from the background Spider-Man comes out. And you're just like, oh my God, this is
Yep.
awesome. And then everyone starts coming out, and you're just like, while this is happening, the Avengers theme was going on.
Right.
I love that theme. And that's going. Oh my gosh! And then next thing you know, finally, like what you said earlier, they finally all get there. All the Asgardians, all the Wakandians. Is that what
Yeah.
you would call them? Wakandians.
Basically.
All the
Everybody from Wakanda.
there you go. Everybody
Legit
from Wakanda.
everybody
Everybody.
from
All the
Wakanda.
army, right?
Because they're all back.
Yeah, they're all back. Yeah. Who else was there? Oh, the magic people.
Magic people. Yeah.
I'm forgetting what they're called.
The magic people.
You
The
wanted
magic
me to
people.
bring more?
That's
but
right.
she-
He goes,
No, what's
Duh.
her name? She knew that
Oh,
there
till-
was
yeah.
something that was gonna happen because
the
I'm
Sorcerer
like, wait,
Supreme at the time.
So you're
yeah.
telling me that he gave the stone, he gave it
Purposely,
up, just
yeah.
like this, like something's gonna happen.
Something's gonna happen. That's right. That was when they went back to get the stones.
Yeah. That was another good moment for me because I was like, oh wow, like I like her as a character.
Mhm.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
in like
She's
the
dope.
role that she plays because she's very like zen, of course.
Yeah.
But then like she's like very like she knows what she's doing.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
You know, because she's Sorcerer Supreme.
Sorcerer Supreme at
and
the
then,
time.
and then she draws the timeline and she's like,
That was the little
I was like,
explanation. Yeah.
whoa. I was like, okay. I was like, I just went blank.
She was explaining the time stones
Right,
and
yeah.
stuff, and then how.
But I was thinking about Back to the Future.
Oh,
right.
no.
Because remember,
This
Dr. Emmett
excuse
Brown,
off.
he's on
She was saying
the
if you
chalkboard.
remove
a stone.
the stone from that timeline.
Yeah, but I'm saying the actual chalkboard. That's what I'm visualing at that point. And the world was, or New York was her timeline.
Yeah.
So that was her chalkboard.
Yeah, that was her
And I was
chalkboard,
just
yeah.
like, it goes this way, and it skews all the way
Yeah,
down
the
here
little
to
black
alternate,
thing. It's an alternate universe.
1970
yeah.
or whatever,
1970,
whatever. Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm like, this is so good,
Yeah.
so
yeah.
good.
But yeah,
you know?
like what you were saying, she knew that she
Right.
had to give the stone because
That's
any
why at first she was like, no,
yeah.
you're not gonna get it.
any Sorcerer Supreme wouldn't have given it up
Right.
unless there was a
A reason.
reason, and then
But
she
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange is supposed to be the best
Is
of the
the
best of
best
the Sorcerer Supreme
us,
ever.
yeah.
And the fact that he gave it up, and she was like, "No, I have to give this back to you."
Right.
And gives it to Bruce.
Just
and
make sure it comes back
yes,
to this
time.
time.
Time, right? And that's exactly what they did
Because
at
there was
the end.
3 stones.
It was
All in the same spot.
on the
Mind
same spot,
Stone,
yes.
the space,
And the Tesseract.
the Tesseract, which is the
Space.
space.
So 2014 and 2014, that would have been the soul and the power.
Power Stone.
See,
There
but
we
the
go.
other thing
Those
for
two
me
were
too,
together.
yeah,
it was really neat to be like connected in time. All these 3 different stones in the same area.
yeah, which was
but
awesome.
at different locations.
Which was awesome
Because the first
The
scene
reality
of Sorcerer
stone.
Supreme, she's standing there outside.
that was cool.
boom, boom, like
Helping
killing
them out.
these things. Yeah,
you
exactly.
didn't even see this in the first Avengers
No.
movie because of course you wouldn't.
Right.
But the fact that she was helping out, you're like, that's fucking dope.
that was
it was a different
awesome. Yeah.
perspective from the Battle of New York. And
Right.
you're just like,
Yeah.
she was there the whole time.
Yeah,
and she was just
exactly.
fucking helping
But we
out.
didn't know, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
cool.
I thought that
No.
was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
When
You
they
know.
said that there was 3 stones
Yeah.
located in one, you think it would have been like a year apart because 2 of them were. It was 2012, and then one of them is 2013.
What do you mean?
No, but it was still there.
Mind, time, and reality.
No, they were all
which
there.
Which ones were together?
It was there was that one. Mind, not the time. Oh yeah, mind, time, and reality, space, realities.
So yeah,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
your part the same. Okay.
yeah. No, that's when they were breaking it down. They're like, guys, if we go to the right time,
Right,
we
yeah.
can get
The
3
right
stones.
point in time. We
yeah.
can get 3 stones. Yeah.
Which is, now that I'm thinking about it, I guess they just thought that Doctor Strange would be there.
Yeah, that's what they
because
thought.
now I'm thinking about it. How would they know that the time zone Sam?
Yeah,
But they met Doctor
because
Strange already.
Sorcerer Supreme even said
Because he lived in
Doctor
New York.
Strange is 20 miles that
Yes,
way
yeah,
doing
yeah.
surgery in a hospital
That's
right,
right.
now.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Wait, what?"
No, but but when they were breaking it down, the fact that they already met Doctor Strange,
Right.
they knew that he lived in New York. So
Right.
I'm assuming they assumed that the time stone
yeah.
would be there.
Right.
But that's when Bruce Banner or Professor Hulk comes. I'm calling him Professor Hulk
Professor Hulk.
because he's just like this
A
smart,
combination.
combination.
gosh.
He goes there and he's like, and that's when she was like, "You're 5 years too early."
Right.
Right. Yeah, 5 years too early. He's performing surgery.
Yep.
Blah 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 blah.
20
Yeah.
miles away, 20
Yeah.
blocks away at a
20 blocks
hospital
away, yeah.
in New York.
Yeah. So
What?
but yes. So anyways, yeah. When all that magic circle starts opening, that I started welling up. I was just like crying, not crying, but like really, really tearing up of like happiness and stuff. And then you mentioned it earlier when Cap says Avengers Assemble.
Yeah.
That was another touching moment for me because
Yeah.
if you really think about it,
They started with what 5 people,
Six-
6 people,
six
and
people.
now like it became.
it's
this
the world, it's the
giant
whole
thing.
universe, it's the whole
Everyone-
Marvel universe.
Everyone is
yeah.
an
Yeah.
Avenger.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if you really think about it, they could have put that in the first Avengers movie.
They could
They
have.
could have, right? They could have put it in, maybe even I wouldn't say
Age of
Civil War,
Ultron.
but they could put it in Age of Ultron.
Right.
They actually could have put that also
In
in
Infinity War.
Infinity War. But the fact that they waited
Until the very
at
last
this
one.
moment,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So iconic.
God, it was so
Orgasmic.
yeah, absolutely, hell yeah. Again, it was amazing.
Right.
It was
For sure.
it was great.
The other scene that I really enjoyed, obviously when the guns were turning from the bottom.
Yeah.
Rain,
So
fire.
that's cool. Let's go with like
Yeah.
the epic scenes that you guys liked.
So he was like rain, fire, and the guns like all changed direction.
Mhm.
And they're shooting up in the sky.
Yeah.
Right before that, my old boss looks at me and he's like, "Hey, where's Captain Marvel at?" And I was like, "Yeah, where is she?" And then the guns all turned. And they're all shooting up in the air. He's like, "What the fuck are they shooting at?" I'm like, "It's Captain Marvel."
Yeah, yep.
Next thing you know, whoa,
Yeah.
goes right through the ship
No.
and starts
Frickin-
blowing it up.
Frickin' blows
And
it
you're
up.
like, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, that was
And you're like,
cool.
you
Epic
can't retreat
scenes.
anymore.
Epic scenes. I know. I think I know which one you're gonna say.
You know what I'm gonna
yeah,
say.
because before
You know what I'm
before you
gonna
go on,
say.
I already know what she's gonna say. We didn't even talk about it too, but I know what she's gonna say.
Oh yeah.
When this scene happened,
Oh.
certain people in the theater started cheering.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's cheering, but there's. Anyways, go on.
Before like it actually happened.
Yeah. Well,
Go on.
because
I know
they
exactly.
asked her, "Oh, you can't do this alone."
Yeah, Spider-Man, Peter. That was before we get there. He's like,
Captain
"I'm
Marvel
Peter
was
Parker.
asked,
Hi,
"You
Peter
cannot-
Parker.
You cannot do
You have
this
something
alone."
for me?" Yeah. He's
Yeah.
like, "How are you gonna get there? You can't do this alone." And
He's
then,
like, "Oh, I'm not alone."
Yes.
And all of these females were just
Mhm.
like, "She's not alone."
yeah. Oh, it was so.
To me,
Right.
that
The
was my
A-Force.
it. Like, yes,
That was
like it was about
frickin'
time. These are all the
dope.
women, all these epic
strong women
yes.
in the Marvel universe. Yeah. And again, when that happened, all the ladies,
Right.
I mean, even the men, but all the ladies were definitely like, "Whoa!" It was fucking dope though. It was
Right.
like a celebration of all these women because this whole time we're always seeing like all the guys and all that stuff. But when that happened, when we finally have Captain Marvel as the center forefront, and then you get
Iron Lady.
Yeah,
So
We
here's
don't know
the-
what her name
the
is.
epic picture.
oh,
of all
there's
the-
this picture on
all the
Instagram,
strong-
you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's
For
just
Luke.
it's just a picture of all the ladies and stuff on a dining table, probably on set,
probably.
but they're on their break or whatever. Anyways, that happened. That was freaking dope.
Yeah,
That
the
was cool.
Wasp,
Wasp, Gamora,
your
Nebula,
sister, yes.
Pepper, again, right?
Marvel. I mean,
Captain Marvel, Scarlet Witch.
The Wakanda.
Yeah, I'm forgetting her name, man.
That's fine.
Yeah, it
I
was
was
freaking awesome.
disappointed that Lupita was not there.
Yeah,
That,
a lot of
to
people were
me,
saying that too. Yeah,
Who's
Shuri,
Lupita?
Shuri was there too.
Lupita?
Black Panther's Boo thing.
Booth, love interest. Don't give me that.
Oh,
love.
Yeah.
oh. Well,
Heard
she
it.
wasn't. She didn't have really any powers.
So
So,
that doesn't
doesn't
matter.
mean anything.
That doesn't matter.
I mean,
They
she
all
could
had
still
powers. Mostly
fight.
all
That
of
doesn't
them.
matter. She could have gotten look. Wakanda has all these technology. Shuri just had her blasters, so
That's true.
she could have been there.
I think they were firing at a higher rate than usual. I was like, dang.
I'm sure it was like it was on the business side. She couldn't do anything, or actually, now that I think of it, maybe she was. I'm not sure when they filmed Us, if that corresponded to when they were filming.
Makes sense.
Endgame,
Makes sense.
because that was her and Us.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I don't know if that kind of
Yeah, clashed.
clashed and
Okay.
stuff. So,
But I mean, they could
They
have
coulda-
just
yeah,
added her
yeah.
just a little
Yeah, I get it,
bit,
yeah.
like,
but it was still cool. The A4 scene was freaking epic. For me, one of the epic scenes that I have is definitely the fight between Thanos and all three of them. I don't want to say the original three, but the original three that fought first.
Yeah, Thor.
Cap, Thor, and Iron
Yep,
Man.
yep.
In Avengers.
I
when
sat
they were fighting
there.
in the forest and stuff.
Right.
That was dope.
But
in
I
Avengers.
sat there and I was like, oh man, I feel bad for Captain America. I was like, he's just a normal guy.
No, he's a super soldier,
he's
Mike.
a
He's
super
not a normal
soldier,
guy.
sure, but
Okay.
I was just like,
wait, can
super
we
soldier.
please talk about Thor's belly? Please. I was like, what is this? This man that I was like, damn, what's up, Thor? Like,
Uh-huh.
I was like, what happened to
it's
you?
sad.
It's
Life
still there.
happens.
It's still there.
Life
No, it's
happened.
not.
Life
It's just
happened.
covered.
You know, it
It was
again,
so
like,
hilarious.
it was hilarious though. You're like, oh, come here, you
Oh.
little rascal! He started rubbing rock in his belly and stuff. But again, he was
Bleh.
down. This was the lowest of the low for Thor.
Yep.
You know, the fact that
Oh, we're good. We're just playing video games.
Hello, we're good. Oh,
Yeah.
free Wi-Fi, huh?
Yeah. If you
can
want to
log
connect to the Wi-Fi,
Yes, that was
connect
great.
to it.
Uh,
Oh, Thor, he's making fun of me again.
yeah, oh, you will see something 69 or whatever.
Don't make me come all the way
Don't
over
make me
there.
come over there. But that was great. But yeah, the fight scene between them three was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm sure, I think for me, the epic of the epic scenes is the epic of the epic scene is basically when finally Cap wields Mjolnir. When he picks up
Yeah.
Mjolnir. Holy motherfucking god!
And he's like,
the
"I knew it
crowd,
was
the crowd was
waiting."
already losing it, but when, oh man,
But you already had to see that coming because
I didn't.
yeah, but
what
still,
was it?
I didn't.
What was it? Iron Man or something?
Ultron.
Like they were like, oh, let's see who can pick it
Age
up,
of Ultron,
and they
yeah.
were like going at
He-
it,
he-
and he just cut just
just a
little
tiny bit.
enough for Thor to be like, wait, what?
Yep. He
And
looks
he
at
was
it.
like, oh, okay, good.
Yeah. And then in the movie, he
know.
goes, "I knew it,"
Yeah.
which is great because he always he always believed in
Believed in
Cap.
him, yeah.
He just didn't know when it was gonna
Right.
happen, and when that happened, oh my gosh, dude! Like,
Well, the other scene is
Huh.
when he wields the actual axe.
That was fun. That was a funny
me
scene. When
this,
they
you get
both they
the small
both
one. Yeah.
call it back.
Yeah.
And then he gets a bigger axe. Thor gets Mjolnir. He's like, no, give me the bigger
Yeah,
one.
give me the bigger one. Yeah, exactly.
That was great.
I love that.
So yeah, that was probably the most epic scene for me.
Yeah.
Because
hair,
that was
I just
like,
wanted to cut his hair. Like, as soon as he transformed back to who he was, but the outfit and the hair, I just like, just let me.
You know, Rion's gonna
just
do a
little
beard
bit.
like that. You know.
I can't grow a beard.
No.
I would love to grow a beard.
He can't.
I can't.
I've seen it.
I would love to.
It doesn't happen.
No, I can't.
It's patchy.
It's, yeah. I wish.
We're telling her it's gonna happen.
No. I can't do it.
No,
Anyways.
I'd rather braid his hair.
Sure, whatever.
So that was definitely the epic scene for me. Again, the circles, that was epic.
The other one for me,
yeah, which
when
one?
Ant-Man became really big again,
Again,
and he
it
takes
punches
the
the fucking
he
the
punches the
Leviathan.
ship.
Yeah.
I was just like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh! I was like, wow.
Mhm.
know?
Let's see what else epic scenes.
The
for
alarm for the car. Out of nowhere, you're kind of like you're watching this great battle scene.
It's over there.
No, that's not our only time or
Yeah.
quantum time machine and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. In the middle of nowhere, you're like,
Has anybody
What?
seen?
a
What?
brown ugly car. Yeah.
you're like, okay,
Valkyrie's like, yeah, I see it, but you're not gonna like it where it is.
right? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
Let's see, what
good.
else?
It's like walking out of Avengers with feels. Like,
Absolutely.
You
I
want a
think me and
peanut
him, the
butter
ride
sandwich?
home.
Peanut
No,
butter
the ride home, me and you were just like dead. We were still like.
We were processing.
Taking it
we were
all
processing.
in.
You
Had
and
to.
me and Edris. We were
Yes.
processing.
You
We were just
had
like,
to, because there's so much to take in.
There's so much to take in.
And for me, I'm really happy that's a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
super
I
happy
was
about that.
very, very
Because
happy with that.
You talked about the two
Yep.
3 weeks ago when you were like, we were like, what are your
Yep.
wishes? Like what
Yep.
do you want to see? And you're like, I want a longer movie.
Yep.
I like the fact that it's 3 hours. And
Like Age of Ultron should have been a longer movie because there's a whole lot of stuff in there. But they didn't, of course.
That's
but
okay.
Whatever, But yeah, Endgame, glad and happy that it was 3 hours
Yes,
long.
absolutely.
I mean, sure, I was sitting there getting towards the closing ending minutes. I was like, I gotta piss. I gotta piss.
No,
I
don't
can't
you
leave,
dare, no.
but I gotta piss.
yeah.
I was like, oh man, I gotta piss. I was like, no, just sit down. Just keep on watching.
yeah.
My other rant.
Oh, you
real
have another
quick.
rants? Yes, yeah, go for
There's
it.
nothing at the end.
That's not rant for me.
That's what everybody talked about
That-
online. Everybody was so disappointed that there was nothing. We expected just maybe
Yeah.
just a little bit
Something
like,
it's like a little
goodbye
taste.
or you
Yeah.
know something, but there was
There's nothing.
absolutely nothing. We sat for what 12 minutes?
Yeah,
Yeah,
same
5
here.
12 minutes
Yep.
What?
for nothing.
There
Yep.
were, it's not that there wasn't nothing. There was no actual
Right, yeah.
thing, but it was just the
Like I
Marvel
said,
logo.
What happened to the shawarma? Go get a shawarma.
It was just the logo and stuff, but you hear a noise. You hear a clacking noise.
Yeah. And I was like,
Ting,
what is
Wait,
that?
ting,
Adam Warhol?
ting. No, this was the noise when Tony was making his first suit.
Oh, yeah.
That's the assumption
In the cave.
in the cave, and so it
Mm.
wraps it all around. It was, of course, yes. I would have loved. We all would have loved if there was a tease of like, oh, here's the next big bad for phase 4 and stuff or whatever it is.
Which we're all still waiting.
We will.
Wait,
I'll
so
tell you,
then where does this new Homecoming movie tie?
takes place after
After.
Endgame, which is why, yeah. So
Oh.
so we are for
That-
sure getting something at the end, and I'm sure during the movie they're gonna explain how everyone's coping with the the
yes,
new thing.
yes,
which is
okay.
great.
Which I mean,
Comes out
that's
July.
Because
that-
I figured they would put something in there for Spider-Man, but I
No.
mean, I guess it's a nice like a close.
Wrap the bow.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, but we all knew that they come back because obviously they had that trailer come out, and you're
Oh
like,
yeah. We knew that
what?
Spider-Man's coming back.
Yeah.
It's just how they came back that
Right.
was still emotional.
It
It
was the
still hit
question.
you.
Mhm.
It still hit you.
So
Um,
the other scenes for me that was like pretty big is like every time he got close to the glove, I thought he was just gonna snap.
Oh, it's
Snap.
Thanos. Yeah. No.
Snap.
no.
You're like,
I was
Blood-
there was Edris was just like, oh my
Yes.
gosh, he was
Yeah.
like Marilyn's best friend. I think everyone was like, we were just like so fucking anxious, like,
Right.
oh my god, what?
I
You
was
were at the edge of your seat.
At home, I was forbidden to even make a face, a facial expression, a wink,
That's right.
a blink, anything.
Anything
like,
that
just
shows
look
emotion.
down, just look down, no emotion. Just pretend like
Just go to
like
sleep.
life is
Just go
like
to
just
sleep.
gone, like
Yeah.
and just go to
'cause
sleep.
her siblings didn't want anything from her, which I totally
Because
get.
we watched it Thursday, they were watching on Saturday, and they were
Mhm.
like, "Don't you dare spoil it for us!"
Yeah.
And so at some point, the day that they were gonna watch it, my brother sat down. He's like, "Can you explain to me, or something along the lines, why it said that both Starks were gonna have a bad weekend?" And I looked at him, and at first I kind of raised an eyebrow, like, "Oh," and then I was like, "Wait," and then he's like, "Wait, don't answer that." Your
Yeah.
face. I was just like trying not to make this expression.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, like no. We're gonna.
I'm
we're
like,
gonna do it
Stark
later.
Small. If
Another
you knew.
crazy moment. Of course, I think we all can say Captain America never came back.
But he did.
Aw.
He did, but yeah, older.
But is it what?
that was-
okay,
that
so
was a
did
tou-
you
no,
like
that's a
it?
touching
Did you
moment.
Like it? Did you
Ooh,
like that?
interesting. I actually.
I
see
honestly,
because he never moved on. It's he was always in love with her.
Okay.
He had the compass with
Right.
her face in it.
Yes.
There's a
yes.
reason for that. It's
Right.
because he couldn't move on himself.
because
He was a walking contradiction.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Well,
Sure.
when he dropped the compass, and then the other
guy, how did
captain
you-
was
yeah.
like, "How
Right.
did
got
you obtain this?" Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so did you like it though, or
Uh,
are you indifferent? Are you just like,
I'm
whatever?
indifferent. I liked it, yes, because I like how they did it, but
Yeah.
I don't because obviously
You'd rather
I know,
have Cap back.
I know in the back of my mind, in back of behind the scenes, that his contract is up.
Yes, business
So-
wise, yeah.
It's fucked up if you ask me, because I'm just like, he's a great Captain America.
He's amazing.
Yeah, and it's like, do I want him as a Human Torch now? I don't know.
No,
No,
he's not gonna be
he
But-
never
Human Torch, no.
did well for Human
But
Torch. Like
he
I
no,
completely
actually,
forgot what
He was amazing at Human Torch. I'll tell you that
Really?
right now. Yeah,
you
he
liked it.
he was amazing
He
for
was
Human Torch.
funny.
That is Human Torch. He was amazing. The rest of the
If
movie,
the rest of your body rocks,
the rest of the movie there didn't really work. Anyways,
that's a different
It's
range.
like,
So
I
for
can
you-
I can make cookies on those.
but for you, did you like it?
To be honest,
Yeah.
really.
That's fine.
I'm indifferent, so
You're
mm,
indifferent.
It was. I see your opinion on it.
It's okay if you don't like it.
It was more of okay.
But-
yeah, he never moved on. He never had a normal life. But at the same time,
he got his normal
going
life.
back, wasn't he supposed to change the?
He
whole
changed his
timeline?
life.
Mm,
That's what he did. He didn't want anything to do with it. He wanted to just change his life.
yeah, but time's already moved on. Like everybody had
No.
moved on.
He had the opportunity to go
He had
back.
an opportunity to go back, and since he had that was his mission.
Right.
Also,
He lost her in Civil War.
what do you mean? Wait, what?
She died, remember, of old age.
yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then again, it's like, well, what happened?
was
to
that Civil War? Or was that Winter Soldier? I think it was Winter Soldier.
No, that was
Mm-mm.
Civil War.
That was Civil
Yeah,
War.
Civil
Okay.
Because
War.
Sokovia and stuff like that. It was right after that,
Okay. All right.
or right
Anyway-
before they went to Sokovia,
Yeah,
or
and-
not Sokovia. The Accords, wherever the hell the Accords
Okay.
happened.
Anyways,
But it's like, what happened to the granddaughter of her? It's like they kissed.
Sharon Carter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where the hell
anyway.
was she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, wait, did you like it? Did you like Cap's ending in this case? Not really?
It was like.
Maybe you were about
I
it.
feel like they could have done just a little bit better at the ending. to be
Okay.
honest.
But
Okay, that's
I will
fine.
say this on record.
Huh.
Rion was right.
What? How? Wait, hold on. How was I right?
I think you were right because I think you were the one that said it
What?
in an episode months
Months ago. Okay.
You said Falcon was going to become the new Iron Man.
You
Or
Cap-
sorry, the new Captain America.
No, yeah, but isn't
Captain
that
America.
there? Isn't that in the comic books?
Yeah, it's in the
Yeah,
comic
so
books.
like it was already
he called
set
it.
in stones, but it's already a paper.
But I'm just saying
Right,
because
yeah.
Tommy has called things and been wrong. Rion has just called something and he was right.
No, but I mean, it was just like
Predictions.
it's not so much a prediction.
go
it
to
was more
Rion.
like
It was
again.
already
It was
there.
it
Yeah.
was before after Captain America, Bucky was Cap,
I
and
thought
then
he was gonna
after
get
I
it.
thought he was gonna get it too, and then after that it was Sam
Right.
Sam Wilson. Falcon becomes the new Captain America.
Sam Walton.
I actually liked it. Yes, he didn't move on.
right.
I get that. But at the same time, he got what he wanted. You know, he's always
Was that really what he wanted?
yes, that's exactly what he wanted. He even said it. She was the love of my life, and then I lost, and I went on ice for 70-something years. You know.
Yeah, I never saw him love anybody else or look at
Mhm.
anybody else just the way that he looked.
He looked at her. I mean, yeah, I'm sure he had a thing for Sharon, but at the same time, it wasn't like the way he felt for
It was the
for
accent.
Peggy.
That's what it was.
It was the what?
It was the accent. She had an accent.
That's horrible.
Her granddaughter did it.
I've heard
Wow.
you say better accents and stuff.
Oh, really?
Bloody
Yeah.
hell.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's pretty good over there.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Can't
You've
complain.
had better days with your accents. Anyways, I thought that was another touching moment actually, and
Right.
I like the fact that he got his wish. Basically, he got what he wanted. He had a life with Peggy Carter. You know, I mean, sure, it's one of those things where like, okay, maybe it's very much like a I was gonna say Disney movie, but this is a Disney movie, but it's a Marvel movie. It's like, oh, it's the happy ending, right?
The mouse had something to play.
It's the happy ending.
It's a Cinderella story.
Yeah, it's the happy ending that he got, which was awesome.
But like my thing is like, how did he become old?
Again, that's where all the
And
little
end up there.
that's where all the little like kind of plot holes that, because I've been listening to a lot of podcasts and videos on YouTube.
Because if you went back in time, you would end up somewhere else than changing.
Again, this is where time travel gets a little bit like, it's crazy.
I was
Excuse
lost 'cause I'm like,
us.
Yeah.
wouldn't you have changed the ending or the outcome of what is now if you had went back
Right.
to
But
her?
yeah, but in the explanation, you're not, when you go back to the past, that becomes your new future,
Yeah.
and your present becomes your
past.
past. And so it's again time the whole time travel thing. It always
very
gets
tricky.
messy. It
It's
always
very
get
tricky.
messy. It doesn't matter which time travel movie you
Don't
have.
let yourself see.
Yeah, you and all that
don't
stuff.
Do anything
Which is
different.
that, which
Yeah.
was great with
Yeah.
like Scott was like when they were in the cabin. Yeah, you know, we can't talk to our past selves. We can't bet on games. And Tony's like, hold on, let me stop
Yeah.
you there. Are you really telling me that you're basing all of this from Back to the Future?
Yeah, exactly.
It goes back
is
to
great.
that whole thing where Spider-Man was doing in
Yes,
the
his
last
movie references.
Yes,
you ever
to
seen that movie
aliens.
Aliens? Yeah, it was great. But any other rants from you? I honestly didn't really have anything, to be honest. Besides, like, if you really start nitpicking like the plot holes, they'll start showing up.
I mean, I
Yeah.
don't really want to nitpick, but
Sure.
I thought it was pretty good overall.
Yeah, no, if we're gonna wrap this one up now, I think the Phase 4 will have a new set of Avengers. The next
Ooh.
Avengers movie. I don't know
Who is
who
it?
do you think will lead the Avengers now?
Captain America, the
Mm.
new one.
No.
If you guys had to, with the characters that we have now, and the next Avengers
Because
movie,
Captain Marvel's gone.
she's in
and
space, so she's doing
Iron
the
Man
space
is
stuff.
gone.
Who do you
Thor
think
has a
will
lot
lead?
of work to do mentally.
I'm sure he's gonna be in Guardians 3.
Yes.
As he called it, as Guardians of the Galaxy.
Is
The
Guardians?
yeah,
As Guardians of the
as
Galaxy.
Guardians,
That was
yeah.
great. Chris Hemsworth, his delivery when they were going back and forth,
Yeah.
being who's the leader.
Who's the leader?
He's like, he goes, and Star-Lord was like, oh, sorry, I am.
I
Right?
am
Right?
the leader.
He goes,
Yeah.
then he goes,
Yeah.
he
Wink,
goes-
wink.
He goes, oh yeah, yes, sure.
Yes, you are the leader.
Yes, you are. And then
He
it
was trying to deep his voice again,
Yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah, it was so great. It was great. But as far as Avengers go,
I don't
who do you
know.
guys think will
well,
lead
because okay, so from the original,
it? Mhm.
Widow's
From the original,
gone,
it's only
Widow's
Hawkeye,
gone. Yeah,
Professor Hulk,
Oh my gosh.
and
that's it.
that's it.
Well, Iron Man's gone.
Yeah, Iron Man's gone. Cap
Captain
is
gone.
old.
Widow's
gone. And
What about Ant-Man? Ant-Man's still there.
No, he's not the original.
Yeah, we're talking about just the
Thor,
original
like I
six.
said, Thor.
And Thor is
has
with the
Thor-
Guardians. So yeah. So it's Professor Hulk and Clint and Hawkeye. Who do you got? But I mean, there's Black Panther. There's Doctor Strange. There's
Right.
Spider-Man. Who do you? If you had to place a bet right
Strange
now,
is pretty smart, but he's a
He's still the
do it
protector of
alone
the time stone.
type of man.
If you
He's-
if you were to put a bet on who will lead the Avengers, come the next Avengers movie, whenever that is, who do you guys think will lead it?
Thanos. No, I'm
See,
joking.
if Widow hadn't died,
yeah, she would definitely lead it.
This girl would have been
Absolutely.
perfect
Yeah.
for it. But that's
I don't know.
I honestly, I don't
know.
even have an answer for it, but I can see Black Panther leading. I can actually-
Why does
I
there have
can-
to be a leader? Why can they all work together?
Because
Well, there was
mostly every team needs a leader.
technically Cap has
Cap
always
was
been the
the
leader.
leader.
Right.
But since Cap's gone, but then you never know. Falcon, the new Cap, can be the new leader.
Right.
I actually think it's not. She won't be there to fight, but I feel like Pepper will be the one who's kind of organizing everything.
Yeah, I can see that.
In
I mean,
in
she's
lieu
got
of
the
like
suit.
in lieu of like Tony did this to protect. Yes, I'll handle all the business stuff, but I think in the background she
Right.
will be that person to kind of organize things
Right.
as
I mean,
like the
Maybe it's
as-
Potts.
so yeah. That's what
I mean, Nick Fury's still
She
there
is
too.
smart,
So
yeah.
Pepper Potts. That's what I'm saying. Like she might be the person who's kind of not leading charge into battle, but like behind the scenes.
right.
She'll be like the new Iron Man, right?
Could be.
So yes. Anyway, we all love the movie. I give its if from the top of your head, if you guys can think of one word to summarize this movie, what would it be?
Orgasmic.
Nice word. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have
Just
to
okay.
agree.
blah!
I have to agree with it.
Yeah, you
I
too.
feel the
You're gonna go with
same, yeah.
orgasmic. Okay.
You're just like,
Two?
oh yes.
Two. I would go with
You
that
just have
too, but
to.
I was actually thinking about it. I would say miracle.
Ooh.
Miracle, because I would never have thought in my whole life that this kind of thing
Here it goes. Here
would have
here co-
existed.
Here comes the punchline.
Would have existed. The fact that the first Avengers movie actually worked was also a miracle.
Well, even
And just the whole Marvel universe, the way they, tied things in and connected everything, that has never been done ever.
So
Thank
on
you,
that-
Stanley.
Yes, thank you, Stanley.
So-
Rest in peace, but thank
Right.
you, Stanley. Oh my God, and Jack Kirby.
Yeah.
And everyone else in the Marvel comic book.
So
line.
my thing was, and I was thinking about this film wise, I was like, they're not gonna film all these different scenes again. I was like, they had to have thought of everything beforehand. Like if they're sitting at a round table.
Oh yeah, everything.
Okay,
was planned.
so
everything was
here
planned
comes
for sure.
Endgame. We
Yeah.
need this scene, but we need to film this scene in that scene, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's
I'm
all
like,
planned.
Whoa, like because
Coming from like a background
Right,
of film,
and
and
film,
stuff, it's,
right,
it's,
yeah.
it's everything's planned. That's why
Right.
there's a pre-production and you plan everything out.
right,
Yeah,
but yeah, for me, I was just like, whoa, like and like I said, I was
That's
just
why it
thinking
took
about
such a long
Mhm.
time.
Yeah, and I
People
was
were
thinking
just
about-
so ready to see this.
yeah.
what was going on in the background,
Yeah.
and I was like,
Yeah.
wait, so like that scene where he's like, okay, Hulk, you're gonna have to smash some cars.
Right.
I love that. Yes.
It's a bit gratuitous,
Yeah.
I think that's what he said, but
But it's like they filmed the first time, and it's like the Hulk getting all like really angry and upset.
Oh right.
Was
And
it
then-
just me? Or there was a shade difference.
There was a shade difference.
Okay,
yes.
cool. I was like,
It-
there was a shade
The
difference. in
angry,
Hulk.
or not the
It was,
angry, but the old
greener.
school, yes. Old school was a lot greener.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was more like avocado. Like, hey.
Yes, I was gonna say darker green, but yeah, avocado is a good
Oh
one.
my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yes, yeah. A miracle. Like I wouldn't have thought this would ever existed in my lifetime. I mean, even
Right.
when the first Avengers came out, just seeing what they did in an Avengers movie, who
Right.
would have thought they were gonna do an Avengers movie? And the
Right.
fact that now
It's all the way
this,
to
it's all
this,
there.
Yeah.
I was reading a review that this is once in a lifetime thing that'll happen, and it won't happen again decades from now. This kind of thing, because let's be honest, we all know that DC's gonna do this too, and they might even do it better. Who knows? But it's not gonna have the same effect
No.
because it already
you
happened.
got
It
two
already
different
happened.
groups.
Huh?
You got two different groups here. You got DC.
I mean, then
No,
again-
but that's not the thing. That's not the point. Yes, it's two different
Fan-wise.
fan wise, like just like the
Yeah.
event.
So would
The
you
event
say?
itself
is there-
would never happen again decades from now. And even when it does happen again, we're just gonna be like, oh man, remember when Avengers did this?
This already.
Yeah,
happened.
exactly.
Like, that was good.
See,
here.
because I'm
Maybe it'll be
thinking-
good there.
I'm like, the people that really started it. I think this. I could. Be
Okay,
wrong.
we're not getting into technicalities now.
Okay. Well, I mean, how many movies was it? Was all the Avenger movies, were they more than 10?
What do you, you mean?
Actually,
Hold on. What do you
wait.
mean? Just Marvel
Yeah, there was
Studios?
Yeah.
This was, I believe, the 22nd or 23rd movie.
Okay, never mind then.
Endgame was the 22nd
mind
or
then.
23rd.
This
I'm
is
just
a
gonna
good,
stop right there.
actually.
I'm just gonna
So-
stop right there.
But yeah,
So
why?
that would be.
I was
all
gonna
of
say
them
like
in
Star
a very
Wars.
good order that you could watch.
But see,
them.
the thing with Star Wars is that it
It
wasn't.
had a lot of breaks.
It had a lot of breaks, but also it wasn't as
It's not as long. There's only 9. 9's only coming out.
right. Yeah, and it's one of those things where like this
nobody
was
watched them
it-
in
the s-
order.
Saga was almost like it was.
I did.
Yeah.
this was like this first as for Star Wars, in my opinion, it was just the Skywalker's saga, right?
Right,
There's
true.
no actual other storylines that are coming from
Well,
different. Yes, there is, but
but I
it's-
totally get where you're
you
coming
get
from.
get what I
Yeah.
mean? Like this was just Star Wars, stuff,
Right.
You know, episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and all that stuff.
Yeah, but-
Whereas this is here's Ant-Man.
Yeah, here's
this is his
Ant-Man,
own story
right,
and
here's Ant-Man and
storyline.
the Wasp.
Here's
Here's
Spider-Man.
Iron Man, Spider-Man.
This is
yeah.
his world.
Right.
You know, whereas yes, there's other characters in Star Wars, but it wasn't like it's not like they did like, oh, here's Boba Fett's
No,
storyline
but they
that
tried
tied
to
in.
with Han.
That way they were telling the origins for that.
Which is
And
good.
it was
I liked it.
Alright. I for some reason it kind of fell flat on me.
Yeah,
I was
it
picturing the
disappointed me,
oh my god, the freaking race. Come on, Star Wars guy. You're a lot more Star Wars. dude.
What race?
It was the
Han Solo
in
when he's with her in the car.
in the Millennium Falcon. They were doing the
Castle Run.
Castle Run, not the race. The Castle Run. There we go. I pictured it differently.
I mean,
So
well, everyone did because. So I had this little rant with my boss, and we were talking about it. And we're like, yeah, we actually thought it was an actual castle.
oh no, I didn't think it was an actual
yeah,
castle.
we kind of thought
No.
that, but it's like no, it's like
Yeah.
he was just going through the void.
Right.
you know?
So yeah, miracle. That's my one word for this. Miracle. It the fact that it happened and it's making all this money and it's actually good. Like the fact that it's this actually a really entertaining, fun,
Right.
great movie. It was a miracle.
Well, even
There
with
was a
John
miracle.
Favreau's there at the end, with the daughter, and I was just like, it's Jon
Yeah,
Favreau.
and
It's
again,
like,
I
the guy that made Chef. It's like he's here.
He started it all. RDJ started it all. It was awesome with the bow and the
Go,
end,
be
and,
Iron
and
Man.
the end credits with them having the signatures.
Right,
And
yeah.
Jeremy Renner.
Oh,
that
yes,
was
that
epic.
Was epic.
Right.
That was awesome.
That was a very nice send.
That was a very
Yeah.
very nice send off to all of them, especially to ones that are not coming back. But yeah, man, that was great when he was like, "I am Iron Man."
Yep.
It
And
just
that was
sucks. We've been through this journey with them from the very get-go. Now to see them
10
go,
years,
and then we're
11
not
years.
Gonna, yeah, it's just,
11 years.
You,
It was
you would
crazy.
think his suit would be strong enough to handle all the power.
Nope.
Yeah,
He's human.
but think about
He's
it.
human.
Where the first hand, where was it made? Who created it?
Well, yeah, but the thing is I'm saying is if he's Iron Man, like the suit should have been strong enough to handle
No,
the power.
not that kind of. That's a
No.
cosmic power,
Yeah,
man. That's a
I don't
cosmic
think-
power.
yeah.
He could have made it like thicker. or
No,
something.
no.
He could have put it
Thicker,
on
yeah,
the
because
Hulk
that was
Buster.
gonna work.
You know,
He could have put it on the Hulk
look,
Buster for
look.
crying out loud.
Tony Stark is just a human being.
Yeah, I know
you
he's just a human being.
just a human being, just like how John Stark is.
Mm.
That was bad. Anyways,
Yeah.
that was really
yeah,
bad.
who's John Stark?
I know. That's why I was like, wait.
Whoa!
I was trying to think of.
Go get it.
I was
Who's
thinking
John?
of what was it? I was thinking of not John.
Call to John.
Huh?
Call to John.
No. What was? Why did I say John?
Yeah. what's
Now I'm
John?
forgetting why I said John. I'm totally blanking out why I said John.
Stark.
You were talking about your cousin.
Are you talking about like Game of Thrones?
I am talking about Game of Thrones. I was trying
Are you
to
talking about,
tie
like,
in
Ned
the Stark.
John Stark.
Yeah,
Which his name is not even Stark or Snow.
There, that's what it was.
Not Snow.
That's what it was.
Not Stark.
Because I put
Not
John and
Targaryen.
Stark together.
Oh my god.
Yeah, John Stark.
John Stark, because it was Jon Snow.
It's time for
but
Game
Stark-
of Thrones.
But anyways, you showed me a picture earlier. Battle of the Starks.
Yes.
In one
my
weekend,
gosh.
it was.
It's
it was
your
intense.
reaction when both things collide, and
Yeah.
you're like,
Oh,
"What is
yeah.
life?"
Oh yeah, so we're gonna just recap going through the long night. Again, this was an epic.
hour
It was
and
dark.
20
It was-
minutes.
yes,
It
it
was,
was.
quote unquote
Me-
dark.
Yeah, we were watching it, and I couldn't see shit.
I think that okay, that was my biggest rant. I think
Everybody's
the
rant was
yeah
that
the
one.
video quality.
mhm.
Yeah,
What in the world happened
because
HBO?
you had to
Yep.
like kind of
I'm-
squint to make sure you
I'm-
you know.
I'm
Mhm.
looking at HBO here in the camera. Okay,
If they ever see this.
what happened?
Yeah.
I would like to know.
Yeah. Oh my god. But other than that, it was epic. Because there was times where you're like, who is she looking at when she was like flying? It's like, oh, is that the Night King?
Yeah.
And then it cuts back to Night King.
I
That
felt
was the Night
very
King.
lost when they were flying both dragons up.
Yes.
At the same
that
time,
too.
I was
'Cause
like,
I couldn't
okay,
see shit.
what is going on? So they can't see okay.
So was it like Lost, like TV show Lost? Like you mentally got.
I was
Yeah, it was just
was
lost. It was dark.
And then I kept on saying, I was like, camera people or something, visual effects, just turn on a freaking light in there, please. Anything.
Yeah,
It could be a spotlight.
brightness.
I don't care. Something.
Yeah, that was the one thing that a lot of people were complaining
man.
about. It was dark, but other than that,
It's a good thing there wasn't any naked people in there.
gosh.
I mean, we said we
Jeez.
had a side boob.
Well, I didn't really.
Oh, that
mean-
was
I
the
didn't-
previous week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't mean it that way, but I meant like. Anyway.
Yeah,
Rion gets
yeah.
it.
No, so besides that, this episode, it wasn't a Battle of Winterfell. It was actually called The Long Night, the episode title itself. But
Long
I could have
Night, yeah.
swore, I guess all these articles were just referring to the Battle of Winterfell.
Right.
So, anyways,
It was the Battle
what
of
did you
Winterfell.
guys think? I mean, yes, it was epic, but like,
It was horrible
any-
quality.
any-
That's what I
any-
think.
Any thoughts and like any
What do you
predictions?
say? It's like, what do you say?
Oh, what do you say to God of Death?
Not today.
Really?
That was
Cool moments. Any cool moments? What are your guys' cool moments?
Oh God,
Epic
can we
moments?
just please talk about the queen, the person that saved the night? Arya
Mm-hmm.
Stark.
I couldn't see anything, so
You couldn't
Alright,
see
take it
Arya.
easy.
You couldn't see a little girl go.
So yeah,
I think we all did.
Arya.
That was
That was
my
epic.
yeah, because literally, I honestly thought everybody was gonna be like, deuces. This is the end of everybody. This is how it ends. Everybody lied to us.
No.
There was no 6 seasons. It was just 3, and that's it.
6 episodes. You mean? You said 6 seasons.
6. Yeah. Okay. You know what I'm saying.
I got it, but I'm just.
All right, so yeah,
Correct.
Arya was
On a
definitely
technicality.
was
Say-
definitely
okay.
that was definitely she's like my favorite character, and so when that happened,
Wait, was she always your favorite character,
Yeah.
or was she
it
favorite?
was her and then
Oh.
Tyrion next.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Cause I love smart characters. We talked about this like
We did.
previously
We did.
a couple of weeks ago and stuff. I love smart characters.
Just her character changed so much. Like
Mhm.
she already knew that she didn't want to be a lady
No.
from the
That's
very
where
beginning.
that's-
and her dad wanted to support that.
Yeah, and that's where I was like, oh, she's cool. And then when she started fighting in season 1, I'm like, I think she's a dope ass character.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, she becomes this. I didn't even know that. I'm like, yes, that's my girl. That's my Macy Williams, Arya Stark right there.
I like her.
Oh my God, that was-
when
But I like
was-
Khaleesi.
she ends up being a knight
Mhm,
finally.
Yeah.
But I like Khaleesi.
Oh, she's my
Oh.
third character.
Mhm.
She's,
Like,
she's the
my
hottest
third.
character. So. That's all I
She was
She's
being
like-
she was being so passive aggressive. Like
So in the battle, I definitely one of the cooler scenes also I thought was when Arya was just going ham on all these people, just like
Yep, she had.
She was
her,
just going
she had
crazy.
Her tool, or her
she was
whatever,
had her spear
Yep.
thing. She was going at it. It was
came apart.
It was
Yes.
it was cool. But then there was
That
many times
one
too
moment.
that there was a close call that I thought she was gonna frickin' die.
yes.
Yep.
So many close calls, especially in the library scene.
Oh gosh.
But that was more
That was
of
just
like a like
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so I had this little thing with Carlos real quick. I was like, dude, why did she go into the library? I was like, she grabbed a book, didn't she?
yes.
And he's like, yeah, but she like threw it. I was like, no, she grabbed the book and she kept one of them. I could have sworn if like watching it, I could have sworn that I
I'd
saw
have
her
to
did that.
rewatch it again, but
I mean, I might have to too, even though it's so.
I mean,
crappy
like it was
quality.
one of those things where that whole scene was just there's all these tension there.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing
And that was
in
the
that
edge of my
I
room?
mean, they did an amazing job for
Oh.
just having one location.
Oh, absolutely.
It wasn't boring. It
Yeah.
was not at
So,
one point
Mhm.
boring.
Did you watch? Did you guys watch the directors like talk about it afterwards?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
Oh, okay, okay.
I did. It wasn't boring at all.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they had the outside scenes, they come back and like, okay, where's Arya?
Yep.
It was a very peaceful, calm, like this is what's happening, sneaky, all that.
Mhm.
And then at the very end, as soon as she's leaving,
Yeah. That.
bam!
Oh my god. That
Like,
almost
that-
got me.
I screamed a little.
Yes, you
I
did.
was not expecting that at the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's an assassin.
Mm-hmm. And I love the whole callback to her. That's her. That was her move.
No, yeah.
That was her move. Callback from season 7 when she was sparring with Lady Brienne
Oh yes.
at the time. Before she was knighted. But
Yeah.
it was.
I remember that.
She did the thing, and then she did the thing, and then bam, and I'm just like, I couldn't believe at first.
We
to be
already
honest
had
with
the
you.
discussion.
Well, I
but
felt bad.
You were trying to prove me wrong when we talked about the eyes. The eyes.
No, all I
Brown
said
eyes,
was
blue eyes, green eyes.
she said the blue eyes last.
No, but like.
That's what I was. That's I was saying that she said
feel
blue
like
eyes last.
She was talking green. Okay, what other green eyes did she talk about?
I'm not talking about who she's gonna kill next. I was talking about.
This is great. This is great.
The way Melisandre was like brown eyes, green eyes,
He
blue
was trying to
eyes.
prove me wrong, and I was like, "Look, if you look back, this is the order she gave: brown eyes, blue eyes, green eyes."
In the first one, but
and he went above and beyond
because
to
in the
find
episode,
This is
to
great.
prove me wrong.
in the episode,
This is
she
shit.
said brown, green, blue, and it was literally in the episode, and that's
Maybe
what I
she
showed
had
her
like Tourette's
yesterday.
and forgot the order.
I'm not. It doesn't matter who
In
who
the
she killed.
most recent
I
episode.
was in the long night.
You guys got to give us a premise, because
Okay, so there's
What's
a
the
theory.
premise
There's a
to the
theory
eyes?
out there
Yeah.
that green eyes, because there's only a few people in Westeros that has green eyes, and Cersei
Yeah.
Her
has
eyes are-
green eyes.
but they're
Okay.
dirty. Like they're not super green, but
So
they're
they're
like
hazel?
a
Green
very
eyes.
light color.
And then
Okay.
brown eyes is basically all the regular people whom she's killed. So basically, the theory from the witch is that she's gonna kill brown eyes, green eyes, and blue eyes. So the brown eyes people, she's already killed many of them. You know, she has that list.
Darkness.
She has that
And
list.
Ceci's at the top of her list.
Yeah, and then
Are you talking about Khaleesi?
no, Cersei.
No.
Oh,
Cersei.
Cersei. Okay.
Cersei.
And then blue eyes is obviously the Night King.
Right.
Right? I mean, we even get that joke in episode 1. I've always had blue eyes,
Right,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So the Night King is blue eyes. She
I love that.
yeah, she killed the Night King. Now there is still one left in the prophecy, green eyes, because technically she's never we've never really seen a character that has green eyes
Right.
like Cersei before. So there's a theory right now that it'll be Arya that will kill Cersei. That's one of the theories right now out there.
That could be.
Oh,
but
you're
that
talking
was
about
Jamie.
she
you're
was
talking
saying-
about Arya's list.
Arya's list,
Yes.
no, Arya's list, but also relating
Cersei's-
to the witch's prophecy.
Yes.
With
The one that
Which
she
was-
gave her when she was young.
When she was young,
And she came
I
and
see
she's
a lot
like,
of darkness
"You're a
in
witch."
you.
Yes.
I see green eye, or I see brown
Brown
eyes,
eyes,
blue
blue
eyes,
eyes,
green
green
eyes
eyes.
in your coming
We
from
will,
your
we
whatever
will
it
meet
is.
each other
Again, yeah.
again.
And when she came back in this episode, in the
Yeah.
long night,
So
they
what
meet
did I
in
tell
the
you?
they meet in the
That
the
we
little
would see
room,
each other.
right? And freaking Barrack dies, by the way, because he like held him off, right? And he's just getting stabbed and bitten and eaten or
the
whatever.
Lord of Light.
Lord of Light.
Yeah,
Now,
plus
he's not
Plus
Lord
he's
of
an
Light.
idiot.
He just
he
has
throws
his
his
sword.
sword
Blade
like
of the
a
light.
dummy, just to kill some stupid White Walker. It's like, that's your freaking weapon. Are you dumb? Like, you must be dumb.
Well, I think he knew what he had to do. He had
That
to,
was not his purpose.
yeah, maybe it was.
He could have grabbed another weapon and
Maybe
go.
it was.
"Yeah."
But I mean, they did mention he had come back several times.
Yes,
so.
he did
I
come
mean,
back
maybe
several
it's
times
already.
already.
Nine
Just
times.
his end.
Yeah, no,
That was
he
this.
needed. That was his thing. That was his. That was his purpose right at that moment.
No.
Yeah. That was it.
No.
He needed to do it.
I would hate for that to be my purpose.
Well, then don't do that. If that
hold
was
on.
you.
Hold on,
If that
guys.
was you, then
Wait.
don't do
just
it.
come through the door and then let me just throw my only
First
weapon.
of all, you wouldn't do that if that was you.
No.
Exactly. So that's not your purpose then.
No.
That's not your purpose.
I would have lit the door on fire or something. I mean, gosh.
Anyways, we were talking about it.
Throw a rat at him.
I was just saying that Melisandre said blue eyes last.
Okay.
Because I don't think Arya will kill Cersei,
I don't
even
think
though
so.
that's the top of her list.
Yeah.
I want Jaime
Yes.
for me to kill Cersei.
Same.
Because how ironic would that be from the very first
Ooh.
episode of
I
Game
mean,
of Thrones?
this woman has literally sent somebody to kill you.
Mhm.
The
Well, and your
person
brother.
that, yeah.
Mhm. And I don't think he'll do it. Bronn, I don't think he's gonna kill Tyrion and Jaime.
Braun
No.
can't move.
He can still
He's in a freaking chair.
not
No.
Bran.
Oh,
Bran.
Bronn.
Oh,
Not
who's
Bran.
Bronn, the guy Cersei
The
sent.
friend, the one
Oh,
that wanted
yeah,
the
yeah,
castle.
yeah, yeah,
Jaime's
yeah,
friend.
true,
Jaime's
true.
sidekick.
I don't know.
basically.
He's kind of.
No, he's not gonna kill Jaime.
He's
and
loyal to
Tyrion.
money.
He's loyal
He
to the
is.
money, but he's
He
also
is.
loyal to Jaime. They've been through a lot.
Yeah, it's
Those
true.
two have been through a lot. I don't think he's gonna do it. I think if anything,
Like he taught him how to fight again.
a friend of mine, my buddy from work, actually said this. I think Tyrion will pay him off. Why? Because Lannister always pays their debts. And
That's
he's gonna,
true.
And he's gonna pay him off to say, "Don't kill us. Maybe kill Cersei instead." but I don't think he's gonna kill Cersei. I think Jaime will kill Cersei. So.
Ooh.
Anyways,
so Rion's calling it right now on record.
As for this episode,
all right, Tommy, you hear that?
It was epic.
Rion's
it was cool.
prediction. I kind of like it.
They kind of had they had the dragon battle.
Yeah.
I wish the Top Gun song played, but it didn't. It would have been great.
Yeah, I gave him the finger.
Yeah.
Good thing that was out of camera, out of frame.
Was there anything that you guys didn't like about this episode?
Yeah, the video quality.
Besides the darkness,
man.
everything else.
So, okay. I thought, and I bet everybody else did, because I love Jon Snow. I mean,
of course.
We all thought it was going to be Jon Snow to get there. We're like, get away from the dragon.
They were teasing it, yeah.
Get away from the dragon. Get away from the dragon. Just get over there.
Yeah, they were teasing it. He was following the Night King.
I felt bad that what's his name?
Who? Which one?
He doesn't have a penis. He's
Theon.
Theon, yeah. Theon Greyjoy.
He doesn't have a penis, you guys.
It was
he doesn't have a penis.
He was protecting Bran.
Yeah.
He had his sister in the Greyjoy.
Yeah.
No, you had to go. He didn't have a penis.
He doesn't have a penis.
Well, you're right. But that's.
Or
I like how that's how
balls.
you.
He got castrated.
Anyways, yes.
But see, I don't get that. That he
Oh, yeah,
knew.
he-
Yes, he knew he was
That's
gonna die. Or, you know.
But why
But
would you run?
Why would
out?
you run?
Look.
And then
Yes.
okay, so we're on the
Seriously.
same page.
We're
on the
on the same page.
Why would you run and then here? Yeah, I didn't like that. That I did not like.
I told her that he knew he was dying anyways.
But still,
So either way,
like,
it
they
was-
could have made it better.
Those stones at the White King or whatever. I mean,
It was that
something.
charge. It was a charging moment for him. It was like I know I'm dying.
Take your dragon glass.
I'll go to you before you come to me, kind of thing.
Oh, man.
That was my thing. So me and my cousin were actually talking about this. Me and Kevin were talking about this. And my one criticism will be that I wish this episode was longer.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah.
Longer
Because-
But it was longer than
It was long-
normal. It was
yeah.
an hour and a
longer
half.
than 120 minutes.
It wasn't 120 minutes. It was 120 minutes is 2 hours. We had this conversation
No,
last
it was
week.
an hour and a half.
It was like 80, 85 or something.
My computer tells me an hour and 20 minutes. Okay.
An
That's-
hour and 20. Oh, an hour and 20 minutes.
That's 80 minutes.
Wait, because 60 minutes
Is an hour.
is an hour. How is
That's 20 minutes.
right?
past an hour.
See, now I'm thinking 120 minutes. God damn.
No, I'm saying
Yeah,
100.
an hour. See, now you're going- an hour and 20 minutes. Yes, an hour and,
An
20,
hour and
minutes.
20 minutes,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
So
wish.
how much longer would you want it?
I told my cousin that this should have been a
And
two-part.
he's telling
episode.
everybody right now.
Yeah,
Two-parters.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I think, you know why? Because I was kind of,
Here we go.
I think the fight was a little bit,
Do you think it was a little too long?
no, I think it was a little bit rushed.
Wow.
Because here's the thing, I thought it was way too.
Wow.
I thought it was way too easy for Arya to do that. I love her to death,
Okay.
but the fact that, and that was her move.
Right.
They've been foreshadowing that.
I would have loved to see what was her process to get to where she was gonna bounce, because she disappears and then I
yeah.
forget that she ran off.
Well, so she
and then
got
all
hit,
of a sudden
and she was where the.
she just like
No,
comes out of
What-
nowhere.
what's his
after
name?
after they had the talk with everyone, or with
Right.
her, the witch, and then the
she walks
the
off
hound.
when
the
she
hound,
tells
and
her,
then-
"What
yeah.
do you say to
What-
death? Not, today."
Then she walks
Well,
off.
yeah, she runs off.
She runs
and-
off, and that's
Yeah.
it. That's the last time you saw her.
But we don't know how far the distance is from that
Right,
little
that's
area.
exactly what
Right.
Marilyn
That's
was
what I
saying.
want to see. I'm
But I
just
mean,
like,
she knows it like the back of her hand.
Yeah, no, but she
'cause
wanted
she lived there.
She wanted to see that. But for me, me and my cousin were talking, and this whole time, right, the big threat, the huge threat was the Night King and the Whites, the army. I wanted to see the Night King have a little bit more action, because all he did was raise his hands, raise the dead.
I love his smile he gave
Oh,
to
yeah,
her. Like,
yeah.
Your
that
courage.
meme he missed.
Oh yeah, there's a meme going around. You know how he threw the ice spear and he missed? It was
Missed.
because
It
the
was
whole
too
episode
dark.
was too dark and he couldn't see.
God.
There's a meme going around.
That's a good meme.
Yeah,
Whoever
that's
you
a-
are, that's really
That's
good.
a great meme. He
I
threw
can't
the ice
complain.
spear and he missed because he couldn't see.
Because he didn't
it was,
miss the first time.
Yeah, he didn't miss the first time. He didn't miss the
Well,
first
because
time.
it was in the light in the
Exactly.
snow.
It wasn't dark. The episode wasn't
Can
dark.
we just talk about the anticipation from the very beginning when they were ready and they're like, all right, everybody rushes and you see all these lights.
The
And
Dothraki.
it just like, and
The
you're like,
fire.
it's building up, and you're like,
Starts-
oh shit, it's about to go down.
Yeah.
Like that was the moment where we knew that shit was just like not a game anymore.
No,
it wasn't
not
gonna be
anymore.
easy.
Nope.
It was not.
Nope.
I already knew it wasn't gonna be easy. You're fighting death. It's like
Well,
they're already
White Walkers,
dead.
Yeah. But I mean,
But the way that they rushed
That
and
was
they
stupid.
attacked just the lights.
We
I
should've
see.
just waited.
Again, I'm telling y'all, that's that aggro mentality. We're like, all right, cool. We're going to battle. Let's fucking go. Let's do it. Before they attack us, we're gonna attack them. That's exactly what they did.
Dumb.
But I thought I wanted to see the Night King in action, man. That was my thing. It's
Because
like
he waited to the very end.
he waited, but he didn't have any action.
Yeah, he didn't
No.
do
He didn't
much.
do anything.
Like he just ordered
he
all
was
of
the
his
huge threat.
people around.
And again, I love the way it went down. I love everything about it. But if there was one thing I would change,
It would be that.
it would be that. Because yeah, she did the move, and that was fucking awesome. But I wanted to see the Night King. Like maybe she does something to where the Night
Smack
King,
her little, you know.
or even have like an actual fight with Arya to kind of show how Arya is also she can go toe to toe with the Night King.
But
You know.
he already had all of his army there.
No,
So-
I know, but they weren't gonna do anything.
We don't know that.
They weren't gonna do anything. The Night, if it was any, if it had to go down, the
he
Night
had
King,
to give the order.
yeah, the Night King would be like, no, I got this. Let me do this.
Yeah.
You know, that was the one thing I was like, yeah, I wish they had added even 5 or 10 minutes extra would have done a huge thing of her just fighting the Night King and maybe even showing how she got to there,
Where she
because
went. What was her train of thought? That's exactly what I want to know.
maybe she still kicked some ass also, you know.
Right, yeah,
Like,
true.
I don't know. So I say 2 episodes because I say if it was a regular episode, it would have been 50 minutes. Second episode, or
the excitement
in
was
this-
too much to split
in
it
this
in
case, this was the business side and how it prevented them from kind of doing more with it. Instead of if it was 8 episods, I think it would have been perfect. But since they only got 6 episodes, they kind of
Right.
had to put everything together in
Right.
one. In this case, for the Long Night, for the Battle of Winterfell, in one episode. I think if there was 8 episodes, episodes 3 and 4, maybe even 4 and 5, would be the battle.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 5 would be the whole battle. Episode
6.
4 and 5. 4 would be the battle. 5 would be the battle. First half of the episode would be the battle. Second half would be the ramifications and how everyone's kind of dealing with it. And then episode 6, 7, 8 is the episodes we're gonna see.
Right.
These 3 episodes now. That's how I would have
Makes sense.
liked it. But other than that, that's my only thing. Like I wanted to see the Night King do something else.
Right.
And I wanted more battle. Like I wanted to see more
blood.
shots from more
What's wrong with more blood?
more
blood's
Jamie,
good.
more Jamie, more Brienne.
Did you just say Jimmy?
Jamie? I said Jamie.
Oh, I
Jamie.
heard
He said
Jimmy.
Jamie.
More Night Brienne
Yeah,
kicking
they,
ass.
They were getting
Maybe
fucked.
back to back with Podrick and shit. You know, more Tormund. How he's the called the Giant's
More
Bane or whatever.
Unsullied.
More Unsullied. Yeah, I wanted more of that. But it was heavily focused on Arya, mostly.
The Starks.
The
It was their
Starks,
home.
yeah,
it was
their
focused
home.
on the
Oh,
Starks.
can we talk about how in the crypts
Oh no.
Oh my
that
god,
was
they
so
hide.
crazy?
The little one, I'll protect the crib, you know,
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
then,
yeah.
and then
she didn't protect the crypt.
not even their own damn
but
lady.
that was crazy how we kind of all knew this was gonna happen if like they were in the crypt and there's dead there
Right.
too. We were just like, yeah,
I
I'm
was
sure
like,
something
oh,
will happen.
no.
Yeah, and then it did happen.
I was like, wait, but those are all the old Starks.
yeah, and then or like just people who died in
Yeah.
Winterfell and stuff, like the royalty or whatever
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
was.
I think they're all Starks.
Are they all Starks?
They're all because it's their.
That's
I mean,
their
yes,
crypt,
that's their
yeah.
crypt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so that was crazy. And I love the fact how Tyrion and Sansa were about to, or Tyrion actually, he was like, "I'm gonna fight. I'm about to fucking go out and just sacrifice myself so I can save some people."
Right.
And then just before he was about to do that, that's when Arya killed the Night King and everyone freaking died. But
Right.
that was another tense moment.
Right.
There's the library scene, that scene.
So
There's a few more.
so
Couple more.
about the fighting, was talking to Carlos and his girlfriend about it, and they said that the fighting got a little mundane after a while, and I was like, I can kind of see that. I was like, but I was like, did you listen to the directors afterwards? He's like, no. I was like, yeah, you should have listened to them, because I was like, they did make it interesting.
Yes, they did.
But to me,
it didn't show.
Right. Once I heard Carlos say that, I was like, you're kind of right, dude. Like, it did get a little mundane after a little bit. Right. And it's kind of like, all right, good. Here comes the fighting. All
I
right.
do like the way that once John was back into the castle, that whole scene with the camera, it was one smooth shot. It was like you were there. It was like kind of like a video game.
Yeah.
That was really
cool.
well put together.
Like how he was just there,
all that
trying to dodge
that
the
camera
freaking
scene
ice
was
breath.
smooth. Yeah.
Yeah, and he would like hide like.
Right.
Yeah, that was.
Now,
that
of
was
course, we all can agree, the little queen.
Cool. Oh, badass!
I have to mention it.
Lady Mormont.
Yes.
Badass.
Yes.
Badass.
She was gonna go down
with a fight. Yeah. She was not gonna go down.
The way
like
that she runs, it was like
because she was like all fucking broken. Like she was like.
She's probably all cold.
Yeah. And then the freaking giant grabbed her.
He like just backhands her.
Oh.
Whack.
At first, I thought she was done. I'm like,
I thought she was done too.
And
she was gonna go out that way.
End.
Yeah, I was like, she was gonna go out that way. Like, fuck. And next thing you know, she stands up. I'm like,
she gets picked up.
Yes. I mean, she still died, but the way she went out.
My thing is that if this thing is running towards you, why are you just standing there and then just?
Well, because she's small. She's only a kid, and
but
this
she
is a
could have
giant.
moved a little. Like she could have still get like hit, but like you could still move a little. Like,
something 20 feet, 30 feet tall, coming at you. That's a deer in a headlight moment. Like, oh shit, like, it's coming towards me.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying that.
But you know what's coming. You're in that like flight or flight
and you just freeze. Some people just freeze, or you either fight. Yeah, but she just froze.
But yeah,
that was intense.
Was amazing.
Yeah.
The one thing, it's funny. There's another meme that I saw. I think I forgot to send it to you.
Oh no.
on it was
Here
basically Game of Thrones season 1, and it's Game of Thrones season 1 was saying, how can you kill the main character, Ned Stark, and then another picture on the bottom. It's the same picture. They just flipped it. Game of Thrones season 8. How are all the main characters still alive? Because no one major died in this episode. I mean,
which is crazy.
Crazy because I honestly thought we have a bet going on.
Yeah.
That a major character is going to die.
In the words of Tommy.
You can.
Someone's going to die every episode.
You can argue that
hasn't happened yet.
That Jorah was a major character. Yeah. My thing about Game of Thrones is it's an ensemble cast. Everyone is a major character in a sense. But when I talk about major character, I'm thinking about Lannisters. I'm thinking about Starks. I'm thinking about a Targaryen, the main houses, right?
Houses, yeah.
But
I mean,
no
he was a main house.
Jorah.
He was part of the little girl that ran towards him, right?
That was his cousin.
That was his cousin. That's younger.
What was the house?
Mormont. Yeah. I mean, he's been there ever since Daenerys got, the Dothraki clan and all that stuff. So he's been there since season 1. So he was a major character, but not in that sense like a house, like one of the main houses.
Yeah.
So Mormonts are dead. No more Mormonts ever, which sucks. Theon, Theon's dead.
He
has a sister, the Greyjoys.
So you still have that. Tilly, no, not Tilly.
Sam
is the last of his kind.
Right. Yeah, Sam is the last of his kind. Yep. So and then Jon Snow's night watch bro.
Yeah,
he died.
Came a White Walker.
Lord.
Yeah, saving Sam though. I mean, just like I was like.
I thought Sam was gonna die, but then he saved him, and so the fire sword dude dies.
Lord of Light.
Melisandre dies at the end. She finally takes off the necklace and then just goes and
comes
dies.
an old lady and
comes an old lady and dies.
Croaks.
So
over.
I thought there was gonna be more. I thought there was gonna be more major deaths, but I think there will still be a lot of twists and turns in the next 3 episodes.
Yeah, I mean the next episode's gonna be quite intense. Maybe
the next episode is probably dealing with
all the aftermath,
but probably heading towards.
Well, they show that in the scenes for the next episode.
Yeah. So we'll see. Now Cersei has a bigger army.
Land's ending. Well,
yeah.
They don't have dragons.
No,
Screw
but
you,
she still has a
Cersei's.
bigger army. So,
That's
but
like me
yeah.
saying, "Oh, I got a bigger dick too."
But yeah, that's pretty much it as far as Game of Thrones
Yep.
wise. You know, 3 more episodes. That's gonna be crazy intense, and yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
If Cersei wins, oh my god,
That is the darkest
I am-
timeline. That's
I
a
am-
dark timeline.
I
that
am
Cersei
gonna
stays
scream.
and wins
I am
the
gonna
whole
take
thing.
everything I
Agreed.
own of Game of Thrones, which is
Wouldn't-
very little, and burn it.
And that would be crazy because she knows how to play the game.
She does.
She knows how to play the game. And
Don't
so,
care.
I mean, her father taught her well.
Mhm.
Don't
She
care.
knew.
She needs to die. Die.
Yes, that would satisfy a lot of people. But you know
Poison.
what would be great if
She's already got
if it's a
shame.
controversy and
Shame.
no one
Shame.
shame.
Anyway,
Yes, that is it for this episode of the Just Talk podcast.
113.
113, episode 113. You can follow us on Instagram at the Just Talk podcast, and there's a link there that links you to all our other social media apps.
oh yeah,
From Castbox, Spotify, Buzzsprouts also, and,
iTunes.
and yes, iTunes
You almost
and
forgot
YouTube. I don't always forget it. I sometimes do forget it because you know what I'm doing now. I'm just doing the Instagram because the link there shows you all of our stuff.
Everything.
So instead of like go to iTunes and search it up,
Yeah.
just go to our Instagram, follow it,
Right.
click the link, and you'll see all the other social media apps there. So we'll be back next week. Thomas should be back next week.
hopefully.
Damn.
I'm sure he will.
We
What?
didn't even talk about last night.
I know. It was some. It's a great topic. We'll bring it up another time. We'll bring it up when you're back here. when
Last
Tommy
night.
here.
Yeah.
Something happened that.
Oh, you guys are having a kid now. Great. Even better. See.
Anyways, that's a great topic though. But I do want to get other people's take on it. So I will ask
Just
Dang.
give
our
him a
listeners
little
and stuff.
sparkle.
Little
for
sparkle?
once.
Let's just say, someone hit on Marilyn, my girl, right in front of me, and he didn't even know that we were together.
He thought we were
He thought we were
coworkers.
coworkers.
I mean,
technically we were. So yes. So that was a little taste of what we'll talk about when you're back here.
For sure.
So well, that is it for episode 113. yeah, it was crazy. I'm telling you, it was great. It's a great story though.
I didn't
I
that'll be
laughed.
text
Like we
That'll be one of the
we laughed
stories I will
whole
tell.
entire time.
Well, that's like, I'm gonna mention it. That's like me hanging out with this girl like a couple weeks ago from Instagram.
Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
And these kids were like, "Oh yeah, so how long have you guys been dating for?" And we're like,
Yeah, this is the opposite.
The
"Yeah, I can
opposite.
tell," but
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
Because
like,
he already
No,
had
no, no,
seen
no, no,
it.
no, 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 no.
We'll save it. We'll save it. We'll save it when you're here. So
Okay, okay,
yeah, because
okay.
it's such a great story. And
so
I'll tell.
curious.
Yeah, I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it because I want to. Yeah, we can go on for another 30, 40 minutes.
No,
Anyways,
we're not
thank
going
you.
on for another.
Thank you,
35
Mike.
minutes.
Thank you, Marilyn.
Thank you. Rion.
Thank you all for listening and enjoying this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. And that is it.
Don't forget your
Bye-bye.
$2.
Watch Avengers Endgame because time is running out. Next week, I'm sure people will be spoiling shit.
Yeah.
And if
I
you're not-
think there's
gonna
no
smack
more
'em.
Limit.
Yeah, there's no more limit.
That's
I'm gonna
it.
smack them.
Oh, actually, before we go, there's an article saying there is an actual time limit on the spoilers for not Game of Thrones, for Avengers Endgame. I saw it earlier and I was gonna mention it here.
There's a spoilers.
Yeah. Hold on.
Like
let
from
me
the
see.
letter.
Not from the letter.
From what?
It was. Oh my gosh, did I not save it? It was basically the article was saying, if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame by like the 3rd week, that's your loss.
Oh wow.
And we're just gonna start talking about it. If you hear the
Wow.
spoilers, I'm sorry, but not sorry at the same time.
This will be coming out in the next 2 weeks or a week.
This will come. Well, this episode will come out next
Sorry,
week.
not
So
sorry.
yeah, sorry, not sorry. I mean, it's that phenomenon movie that you had to watch.
It's about
the
time
first-
to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like
I couldn't talk
a
about
lot
it.
of us have been waiting to talk about it.
couldn't
Like
talk
just
about
the
it at work.
feels and everything.
Yeah. Anyways, go watch Endgame. That was awesome. Catch up on Game of Thrones if you're not. Last 3 episodes, and that is it. Till next time, we're going silent.
See ya.